No. No.
Hey, what's going on?
No.
What's up? Hope everybody can hear me. All right, gonna get this music off because that ain't the music I really want to play. Okay, right now I just got finished listening to "Remember the Time When We Fell in Love." Do you remember the time when we first met, girl? That's what I just got finished listening to. But if y'all want to know who the hell I am, if you new to this channel, watching this on the replay, this Inga 71. Sometimes they call me Ginger Snaps. But I am up here today. I'm happy to talk to everybody that wanted to hear me. I'm up here to talk about Michael Jackson. Okay. The Michael movie that came out this week. It was officially nationwide today, but it premiered earlier this week, but it's nationwide today and all weekend and going on. So y'all, we got to talk about it. We're going to talk everything, Michael, okay? Not just the movie. We're going to talk about anything about Michael or the Jacksons or the Jackson family. I love it all, okay? The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it, okay? I had such a wonderful time today. Uh yeah, look, I'm going to get all into it. Hey, hey, all I see was going. That's right. I went down memory lane today. This brought up my damn childhood, my teenage years, my early adult years. We're going to get all into it. And I got my homeboy here who's going to talk to me about it. He's going to give me his opinion. And we probably on the same page on almost everything we're going to say. But we're going to go up here and he's going to come up here and we're going to talk about it. What's going on, Torian, my DMV brother?
What's going on, Inga? How are you doing? I don't even ask. I don't even
little brother. I shouldn't say little brother, but you know.
I feel like I don't even have to ask how you were doing. I already know.
Look, I'm still rocking my Michael Jackson shirt from early today. Okay, I ain't took it off yet. I have not taken it off. Oh my God, I had a wonderful day. My son and I went to see the movie, and it was packed. And this was at a early afternoon movie, packed too, from front to back. It was all of that. It was all of that. I know you saw it on Wednesday when it first dropped, the early premiere. It's so much to talk about. I don't know how much time you have
I got plenty of time
to hang with me today, but I got time. I ain't had nothing going on today, so. Look, we can talk all things Jacksons, okay? Let me just say hi to Miss Niecy who just popped in. How you doing, Miss Niecy? First of all, I know you're a little younger than me, so I don't know when your first experience with the Jackson family or Michael Jackson himself. I guess probably since you was born, right? Since you was a little boy, right?
Well, when I was born towards the tail end of the bad era. Like,
okay.
Because I was born in 89, so he was still in the bad era. Dangerous was on the horizon.
Yes.
I said the song I had actually when I did my Michael Jackson game night the other night, I had told my subscribers that the song that made me a Michael Jackson fan was "The Lady in My Life." That was the song right there that made me a fan. And the thing about it is, I had heard other songs from him prior to that, but when I first heard that song, because my dad he had the Thriller, the actual record, the vinyl, and he had played it. And then, because I already had heard Beat It and Billie Jean and Thriller, like I had already seen the videos, heard the songs and everything like that, but I had never listened to the whole album in its entirety. And then I listened to that song and I was like, that song stayed on repeat. And I don't know about you, but it's kind of hard to try to do a repeat on a record. It's not like a CD player. You got to try to find the right part on the record and the needle to match in order to play it. Otherwise, you're gonna be that. There it is.
My Thriller album right here. Got my
Mhm.
Thriller album right here, and my Off the Wall is over on the other side of me.
Yeah.
I got our other DMV brother who just popped in. What's up, Paper Boy?
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
What's going
I
on?
am feeling good today, Paper Boy. I'm feeling
Yes,
good.
yes.
I am. Look, I was just watching right before we went live. I was sitting there watching the videos of Michael, just going down memory lane. I was sitting here singing, "Remember the
I've been doing that
time
all
when
week.
we fell in love."
All
I was
week.
sitting there just jamming. I'm gonna tell you
Yeah.
that. Oh my
Doing the
God.
same thing. I just turned off another part of me.
Yeah, I've been listening to all of that. I've been going down the rabbit hole from the time from the Jackson 5 days to now. Is this so I was just asking Tori, and I'm gonna ask you, what was your um first remembrance of Michael? You're a little bit younger than me, not a whole lot, I don't think, but what's your first remembrance of Michael or the Jacksons or any part of
I
the Jackson
mean,
dynasty?
we always had that growing up, you know what I mean? The first time I really was paying attention to it, like, cause I was young, you know what I mean? But me and my mom watched Motown 25.
Mm-hmm.
I was 5 years old. It was 3 days before my 5th birthday.
Okay. Okay.
We watched that. That was I mean, I had always heard the songs, you know what I mean, not really listening to it because I was a kid. I'm ripping and running, not really paying attention, but that was my real introduction to Michael Jackson. And then seeing that, and after that, I noticed everything about Michael. I started seeing that famous album cover in everybody's house displayed like it was art.
Yeah,
You feel me? That
exactly.
Thriller album
Because
cover was
it's
everywhere.
this album cover, and then
Yes.
open it up. When you open it up, you can see
Yes.
oh, I used to put this on my wall. This
Yeah.
is a newer version. Yeah. I just not that long went and bought a newer version. But when I had the original, when it first came out, but I had to get another one. Yeah, look, I was about when you mentioned Motown 25, I was probably 12, 13 years old.
Mhm.
I remember sitting in my living room with my family because that was an event to watch that because it was just
Oh
because
yeah.
of the
What?
Motown, not just because of Jackson's, just the whole
Nah.
Motown. It was celebrating the 25-year anniversary, and people can find it. It was on YouTube. I should pull it up. I should try to dig it up and see if I can find it again. That was the 25th anniversary of Motown. So I watched all of that with the Temptations, the Supremes, and
Yes.
all of them,
Everything.
everybody who was under Motown during that time. And when they brought
Man.
out Jacksons, the brothers, and they was doing their thing, I'm screaming. I'm 12, 13 years old. I'm screaming, jumping up and down like a crazy person. And my whole family, we Jackson people. My family, we Jackson people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
I don't deal with and hope nobody don't come in these damn comments because you will get knocked out of here because you're not dealing with slander on Michael or any other Jacksons. There might be one that I might have to say something about one, but
Now that is the first family.
but everybody else, I know.
That's the first family of R&B, soul music. I don't care what you say. That's the first family right there.
It is. We don't have
music
no other
royalty.
family outside of the Wayans family. But I'm saying, but as far as that music thing, that was a dynasty. Like everybody in that family had something going on. I mean, from
I can't wait till the Janet movie come out.
In between, everybody had something going on.
That's what I'm waiting on. I'll wait till Janet make her movie because I'm definitely gonna go see that.
Oh yeah, of course. And look, everybody got their versions of things that happen. But because I just saw this today, this afternoon, it's real fresh in my mind. And okay, I got questions for y'all, or I want to hear y'all thoughts. Now we've all seen the mini series, The American Dream. They show it every year during the holidays and Thanksgiving, Christmas. It comes on and you can find on YouTube. So we've seen that was like a mini series that was based on Miss Catherine's a book that she wrote. I wish I could find that book. The book is not in print anymore.
Mhm.
But Miss Catherine wrote a book and they turned that into that miniseries. So most of us, everybody have seen that at least one time or another. And Joe, played by, at that time, Joe was played by Lawrence
Hilton Jacobs.
right? Which I love him. Everything he do, I love him.
Cochise.
Okay, yes, everything he do, I love him. Now he did his thing in that movie, but in this one, and y'all can tell me what y'all feel after I get this out. Joe was a goddamn monster in this thing. Okay, Joe was a monster. But and this is the last thing I'm saying. I'm gonna let y'all speak on y'all part about Joe. I believe all the stuff they say about Joe. I believe it. I truly believe it. Well, and one reason is because my father come from that same era that Joe and Miss Catherine, my mother and father, they were in the 80s. Both my father's 85, my mother's 84. So you think at the time they was born 1940s, he came up in a time when men were men. Okay. Men were men. Men believed, and if you're a father in the household, a husband in the household, you had that stern fist. You had that do as I say, not as I do.
I do, yep.
And also, ain't no talking back. You don't roll your eyes. You don't suck your teeth. It ain't no timeout crap. Get the belt, get the switch. My dad is a lot like Joe. Me and my sisters didn't have no singing group, but we were. My dad is a lot. He's still alive right now. I love my dad. He don't know nothing about YouTube, so he ain't gonna hear this. But he's a very stern. He was like that. Yeah. He's softened now because he's older. He's 85. You know, they soften up when they get older. But in his young day, that was my dad. And my mom is a lot like Miss Catherine. She stayed quiet. She didn't do nothing. She very rarely pushed back. And you know what I'm saying? So what y'all think about the Joe and Catherine of it all? From what y'all saw in the first miniseries to this movie now.
I think in this one, like you can see the dynamic and the relationship between Joe Jackson and Michael, and also how Michael was with his mother. Like I think you could actually see it a whole lot more because the name of the movie is Michael. Everyone else is really the support. So really, it's really like
I'm glad you said that.
It's his vantage point, and that's why a lot of people was like when people were saying, "Oh, with the American Dream versus this one," and everything like that. I said with that when that was the family. That was the Jackson family.
Right.
You know, that wasn't just focusing on Michael Jackson.
And Miss Catherine wrote that book, so that was from her lens.
Yeah.
Now this is Michael's lens. So I don't want to hear no crap from people saying, and I'm gonna tell anybody who says it in my face. Well, where was Janet? And Janet wasn't there. And where's Reed? And Reed, it wasn't their story. So I didn't need Janet.
The movie is called Michael.
I didn't need LaToya to be there. She really was just an afterthought. She only in there because she was an executive producer on the thing, but she did not need to be there. She didn't add nothing to the thing. So it wasn't her. They had none of their story. I agree with you, Torian, on that one. I agree with you.
For sure.
And even I remember they had interviewed LaToya on the carpet, and she said that Janet declined having her likeness being used in the movie. Same thing with Reby, and even the same thing with Randy, because Randy wasn't in it either.
And Randy wasn't in it. Right? No.
So basically, like I said, it's two different lenses. The American Dream is still a classic. Like I still hold that in a very high. That's still one of the best miniseries.
Put that joint on the night watch.
If you're a Michael Jackson fan, that is required viewing. Okay,
right?
Yeah, it's a very good film.
And it goes into depth into. You know, some people say this movie didn't go into the depth of thing. Watch The American Dream. That goes into the depth of Gary, Indiana, and all the things that took place.
Why would they make the same movie over?
Right. This was
that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You know what I mean?
Because the thing is, with American Dream, there was some stuff in there that wasn't that accurate either. That this movie did touch on. I mean,
And they skipped over. They skipped over stuff. They had 5 hours, and they still skipped over stuff.
They did
American Dream.
Like for instance, in American Dream, they skipped over the entire Off the Wall era and went straight
All
into
of
Thriller.
it.
Yeah, right, exactly.
At least this one touched on Off the Wall.
Right.
The right way too, because they had him actually performing it with his brothers.
Right.
So he ain't get a full Off the Wall. We didn't get all that, but they made it how it was. He didn't do a real Off the Wall tour. He was touring with his brothers, and he was singing during those shows.
And
he was doing Off the Wall.
And he did not tour for the Thriller album.
Nah,
he did not tour
the same thing for Thriller. Yeah,
because Joe wanted him to do that Victory. I've always known that story on the Victory thing. That's anybody who has been a big fan, a super fan like me. I've always known that Michael didn't do the tour for Thriller is because he did the Victory, and he did some songs from Thriller on that Victory tour, but he did not tour he didn't really go worldwide with that tour until he did Bad.
Yeah.
Bad is when he really went that's when it went bananas with that one.
That's why it ended the way it did, because he was finally free when Bad came out.
Thank you. So go back to Joe and Catherine. So what y'all think about their marriage, their dynamic, and all what
it was, I don't know, man. For me, I'm gonna say in American Dream, they definitely covered a lot more of that, like you said, because it was her story.
Right.
Even how it started in American Dream was them before they had the kids.
Right. How they met.
And all of that. Indiana, we didn't see them until later. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but with this one, I think they showed it enough as far as like what she was doing, because she definitely got her comeuppance. She got her say so. She stood back in the background for a little bit, but she definitely got her say so towards like the middle and the end of going at him and telling him about itself. But
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it was mainly the movie was mainly based on Michael trying to get from under the thumb of his father. Correct.
Mm-hmm. And she never divorced him. I think that some of that might be because she was Jehovah's Witness, or she's still alive. She's almost 100 years old, y'all. She's like 96 or something like that. She's real. Joe has passed away. He died from I think not prostate, pancreatic cancer, one of those cancers. He passed away a few years ago, and they just separated. He was living in his later years, living in Las Vegas, and she still stayed in California, and the children take care of her. So they were separated, but does not ever divorced. So I think once he in court. And I ain't gonna say allegedly, because it's been proven now that Joe, been cheating on her, and he had there is another child.
There's another child.
Joe had a child. But she's that person. She's a woman. She's not really a part of the family. You know what I mean? So she just. I mean,
she has a relationship more so with Randy and Janet.
And Janet,
they stay in contact with her, and because she was
taking care of Joe.
She also has a daughter as well.
Correct. That's correct.
And I remember a few years ago, her daughter had got attacked, like she had got assaulted somewhere, and that had made the news. And I guess the only reason they made the news is because of the name. Because otherwise it would have been one of those.
Okay, I didn't know about the attack part, but I did know
her daughter was attacked, like viciously attacked.
Oh Lord. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I think they remind me. I was talking to a couple of ladies, older ladies. They were even older than me. As we coming out of the theater, we standing around. Everybody, it was a lot of people. Everybody standing around talking and taking pictures and all that. And I was talking to these two older ladies, and they understood what I was saying, because they said they came from parents, and they was older than me, and they came from parents that were also, their dad was stern like that. That's the reason why I don't beat Joe up, even though Joe wrong for a lot of the BS he was doing. Now I ain't gonna give him a pass for the stuff he was doing. But
there was a method to Joe's madness.
I have a dad like Joe.
People need to stop. I mean, I get it. the way he went about things definitely could have took a little bit of, you know what I mean? He was rough around the edges when it came to that, but he had a plan. You know what I mean? He had a plan. He enacted his plan. He got his family to success. Now, he might have been whooping y'all ass, but he whooped y'all ass into success. Okay.
Because he did not want to have his children be in the streets of Gary, Indiana, in the gangs, getting locked up. He talked about
working
that
in dead end jobs like he had to do,
working a steel mill job. Yeah, so it's you know, you gotta, you know, if he did, I'm not saying he be whipping on them like that, but I'm saying, but if he did not be stern with them and make them practice and practice and practice, who's to say what any of them would have turned out to be? You know, you just don't know. I mean, it's hard for people. See, it's so easy for people to say this stuff now because we in this woke culture now, and then, you know, be soft with our children. I'm not saying you go around beating on them like that, but I understand why Joe was the way he was, but they made him out to be a damn monster. And here, this shit was, I couldn't.
He was on Marvel villain status on this one. That's what I said. He was like, "Come on, man!" The way that refrigerator when Mike went in the kitchen and that, oh man,
that scared the shit out of me. Excuse me.
What are y'all?
Yeah, when he went and get the ice cream, you talking about the
that was after he had sent over that fax fire.
Yeah.
And that fire. All right, come
on, actually
bro.
happened. That happened. That actually happened. So there's some things in here I know that's true because he did fire his father. Well, you know, and also not to talk about Janet, but Janet had to fire her father too. Yeah. You know, because he was Joe. Sometimes didn't know when to stop. He did too much.
That's what the whole album of Control was about.
Yes, right. And you listen to the lyrics of Control. She kind of speak on it. Yeah. You know, she kind of speaks on it.
I think the monstrosity of Joe Jackson wasn't necessarily of like, you know, him whooping on the kids or anything like that. It was it was almost like the backdoor dealings he was doing in order to get money without getting his son's approval, especially Michael. Like saying, oh, you know, we're going to capitalize on Michael's success and all types of stuff like that. Him hiring Don King, doing these commercials, knowing Michael wanted to do his own thing. And this is how you could tell, even up in age, Michael was scared of his own dad. Because the first time when he was getting ready to do Off the Wall, he went to the two people and said, can you fire my dad for me? Even they looked kind of timid to go and approach him because Joe Jackson at that time had a reputation for being a hardcore person that people was afraid to approach him. They were shook to go and fire him on Michael's behalf. Then the second time when he's in the office and he says that I'm gonna say something. It was some unintentionally funny parts in this movie, but I think that's interesting because Michael Jackson was an unintentionally funny person. Like he had his petty moments without trying to be funny, but when you catch it, it's funny. Like when he had looked over to John Bronco, who, you know, became in charge of his estate, and I think he still is in charge.
He is still,
he said, so you're telling me that, you know, that you can, you know, make me the greatest of all time and all this and the third. He said, okay, well, before we get there, I'm just paraphrasing. Before we get there, I have one task I want you to do for me. I want you to fire my dad and do it fast.
Today.
The next thing he said today. He said, and then the next thing you know, that fax comes over. He says, I hereby, on the behalf of Michael Jackson, terminate you as his manager.
One little measly sentence.
Yeah.
You fired. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
Effective today, you are fired. Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was very and I liked it because people had the thing of thinking that Michael Jackson, just because he spoke with that voice, that he was soft. Oh, no. Michael Jackson was about his business. When he looked John Branca, he tipped down his glasses, his aviators, and looked that man dead in his eyes and said, I want you to fire my dad today.
You can't go against companies like Sony Music and, you know what I mean?
and be weak.
And be soft. You can't do that.
Yes,
so, it don't work like that. Talk about Tommy Mottola in public.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You can't be soft doing that type of stuff. These people are powerful. I mean, very super powerful.
And also too, even later on when he went to the guy over at CBS, which, by the way, shout out to the makeup department, because I did not know that was Mike Myers until somebody told me that was him.
I That took
Until
it
he
took
told
me
me
a
it was
minute,
him.
and
I
then
did
I
not
reached
know it was
over to
him.
Yeah.
then I reached over to my son. I said, "Isn't that Mike Myers?" Because I knew Mike Myers was going to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
It took me probably 5 minutes before I got figured it out.
But
Yeah,
he is one. He's one of them
that's
people that can kind
that's a
of
true story
disappear into
too.
the makeup and stuff too.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to
And
them. Shout out, they
and
did a fabulous job. But
and when
shout
he
out
went
to
into that
that
office,
guy from the CBS
yeah, and
because
that actually happened too. Like
that's a
Yeah.
true story.
he
Yes.
actually did make a call over to MTV
Mm-hmm.
and said, "Look, if you don't play Billie
And that's
Jean on MTV,
documented. So
I'm pulling all of the artists off of there." And he had a lot of
Yeah,
famous
he had a
pop stars
roster.
yeah,
on his roster at the
that's
time.
documented. You can watch any of them MTV documentaries or anything they talk about. It's been talked about for
And
years.
after he made
So,
that call, and Michael and John had left out that office, and he looked out that window and saw all them sea of people standing out there yelling for Michael Jackson, and he climbed up on the thing. He smiled because he knew he made the right call.
Yep.
He's like, I made the right call, and
Because he changed it. That's the thing, you know what I mean? That's the same thing we talk about today. You know what I mean? With people breaking, Michael was breaking even after segregation and all that other stuff, he was still breaking color lines.
right.
Because they
Right.
wasn't trying to play no black music because they
Mhm.
knew what was going to happen. We was going to take over. And Mike was doing it like nobody else was. He was making short films. Everybody started making videos like him after Billie Jean came out.
Innovator.
Exactly.
An innovator. I thought one of the funniest parts to me, also, like I said, unintentionally funny part, was when Michael had woke up the whole family to go outside, damn near at the crack of dawn, and you see this truck come up, and out comes Bubbles wearing a diaper, and the people in the fan, the look on all of it, every look on their faces could have been a meme.
Yeah, let me speak on the animal thing. That is the real thing. Actually, it's sad. I mean, I know it was funny in the movie and everything, but listen, when you really sit and we think about this, this man had no childhood, so he played with animals and all those little stuffed animals he used to have in the room, and all the little Disney toys and the Pinocchio and all this. These were his friends. He's talking to them like he's talking to the llama and kissed the llama on the nose as if the llama, oh, I'll be back and I'll tell you everything later on. I got to get to the studio.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a sad thing. I actually want to cry because
it is
because they put him in such a, like, Michael took care of that family. That's why I was so happy that Booby, at the point you made, that Miss Catherine at the end finally said, you need to be thanking him every time you see him, because the life you live is because of this boy, this young man, because of your son. And so all he could do is work. Also, that's on, so whenever when he had downtime, he played with, he was like a make-believe. It was all make-believe, the Neverland and the whole thing,
Yeah.
That's what he spent his money on. When he was a kid, he was getting $200,000 checks. He didn't know nothing. He didn't know how to handle no money or what to do with it. He was just like, I want a monkey. I want a giraffe,
a llama, a snake,
a llama, or whatever. And that's, and like you said, it's sad, but it's also what made Michael Jackson, because if he wasn't able to keep his imagination or that side of him for that long, we wouldn't have gotten what we got from him.
Right.
And I thought also too, when he was walking down the street in the middle of the night with the llama in that neighborhood, them neighbors was looking at him like this guy was just casually walking down the street. Michael Jackson is just casually walking down the street with a llama, which, by the way, that was a llama that he had, because there's an interview that he did, and he did
have a llama. And he had that llama. He had a whole zoo. And Neverland, he had like a damn near whole zoo. He had a lot of animals. By the time that was at Havenhurst, but by the time he built Neverland, he had a whole farm, whole zoo.
It's amazing all the foreshadowing they did, because the amount of times the word Neverland popped up in this movie. I'm like, they're literally setting it up, and we know that even though it ended on a bad tour, we know that he used a lot of the funds from that bad tour to pay to get Neverland Ranch.
Right.
So we know that's where a lot of the investment. Neverland was an investment. That was an investment. That was a lot of acres of land that he was sitting on.
And listen, it's not that he didn't love his family. He did love all of them. It's just that he needed to get away from them.
Yeah.
It was Joe especially. It was especially Joe particularly. He was smothered. You know what I'm saying? He needed freedom. And that's why he had to build that Neverland. But it was I found it to be very sad, even though I chuckled with the monkey and the whole thing. But then I started thinking, I said, damn, this is sad. I was telling my son who went to the movie to see it with me, like, this is sad when you ain't got no type of life. You can't come outside.
Nah.
You
He
get
said it when he was talking to his mom too. He's like, I can't really, it's not real. I can't talk to people. All they do is stare at me.
right.
Like
Yeah,
I'm on
and
display or something. So
right. And the only people who treat him like humans is kids.
yeah.
That's why he connected with children. It's because they were the ones who did not judge him and they didn't ask for anything from him. They loved on him and he loved on them. It wasn't none of that crazy mess that they tried to say it was with Michael. That crap didn't happen.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, and also another part too that I'm glad that they touched on and that they did mention is when he went to go get his first surgery, his first nose job. And when he had mentioned to the doctor that he had vitiligo, I was glad that they put that in it, even though we knew that's what he had. I'm glad that they have it where it's mentioned and it wasn't speculated, and that he showed it where it was at on his body, like he showed it on his arm. You can see it was on his chest.
Another reason why he probably wanted to get the surgery is because Joe, and we saw this in American Dream. Joe used to make fun of their looks. With the big nose,
big nose, and
yeah, you know what I'm saying. He probably always felt self-conscious, and once Michael got his, the rest of the family started getting them because Latoya used to have a big wide nose. I remember, and so did Marlon. A lot of them did, and they all got their nose cut down, you know, and changed their looks. Now I think Michael went too far. Latoya definitely went too far, and now look at Count Dracula, Jermaine. He really went too far. I mean, listen, let me just get this out the way because I sent this to, I think I sent this to you and Booby yesterday. Jermaine looked horrible. Okay. I like Jermaine. I ain't got no I like Jermaine. I grew up on Jermaine's music. I used to like Jermaine as far as the music and stuff, you know. Because when he left the Jackson 5 and decided he gonna do his own solo thing, Jermaine came out with good music. Y'all can Google it, music. Look it up on YouTube. He got some good joints, okay. But he's talented in his own right. But something about Jermaine started getting weird later on in years. Like, what the hell happened to him? And now he's looking like Count Dracula. He's looking like some cartoon character. He looks so bad.
I don't know if it's because he got overshadowed by his brother, because he was. I know from talking to older people, you know what I mean? I was too young for all that. So. When I was young and when they was the Jackson 5, that's what all the girls swooned to. That's what they were saying. They all loved Jermaine.
Jermaine and Jackie used to get all the girls, yes.
So I was like, okay, well, I guess after a while he got overshadowed, so he started feeling this, you know what I mean?
The older
he started doing stuff to his face.
He's older than Michael, so he probably I think he is. I think there's always been some jealousy. I think even to now, and this is one thing, not to get sidetracked or anything, but I'm praying for Jafar that he has a good career, and that Jermaine don't turn into a Joe. I don't mean with the beating, but I'm talking about the pressure. I'm really hoping that Jafar, because he did a phenomenal job, amazing job. And I want him to have a good career in whatever else he decides to do later. But I don't want Jermaine to be the center of attention. Because right now, every time you turn on the and you see interviews with Jermaine is right there. So like Jermaine then came out of the casket and came alive again.
If Jafar don't get an Oscar nod for best performance, something, we already know something wrong with the Oscars, but he got to get something.
It got to a point where I was looking at this movie. It got to a point where I was looking at this movie that I thought Michael came back to life and played himself.
He did.
Because it was crazy how he got his mannerism like that. Even with some of the angles that they did with the camera work, he looked like they look like twins. And we know the Jackson genes are strong, but my goodness. It was so spot on.
He looks more like him than anybody any of the other
And
grandchildren.
someone was
nieces
saying
and
as the
nephews or
and
whatever.
if someone was saying that as the years went on with the movie, as it got more and more closer towards like Thriller and Bad, the more and more he started to look even more
Really
like
look
Michael,
like him, yeah.
especially during the Thriller era. My God, he looked spot. I
Well,
mean,
he
like
was
literally
saying,
spot on for him.
I watched many interviews leading up to this with him, and he was on all different platforms. He said that he was staying at Havenhurst
Mhm.
so that he could also feel Michael's
Yep.
energy.
He
You know
even
that.
practiced. He even practiced his dance. He did all that choreography. He was doing it in places that Mike did his choreography when
Yeah,
he was doing those
like
albums.
Thriller was in
Yeah.
the same spot where it was
hmm
originally. And Miss
Yep.
Niecy, yes, I remember me and Miss Niecy, I think about the same age. Yes, Jermaine also produced the group Switch, which had some Bobby DeBarge and Tommy DeBarge was in that.
hmm
So Jermaine was very talented, but I
Go
think
ahead.
he just could
That
not.
song he did with Whitney was one of my favorite songs by him.
Oh yes, yes.
Go
That
His
ahead.
song he
show
did with Whitney was
that
so
on Whitney's
good.
first album. That song
Mhm.
is a beautiful song. It's a beautiful love song. Yes, I
And
love that.
Jermaine was one of the big producers on American Dream too.
Yes,
So
he was. Yes, he was. He was. Yeah.
I'm a bit, the part that got me with the movie that made my heart race was when you had Joe Jackson and Deion Cole, because Deion Cole played Don King.
Yeah.
And
Yo.
they was talking about the different things that they was going to do, and then they brought up Pepsi. And as soon as I heard Pepsi, I already knew
Oh, well, we already
What
knew.
was coming.
I already knew
I
Yeah.
remember when
I knew
all
what
that
was coming.
happened.
And I knew that was coming. And the thing is, like I said, we about to see this play out on this screen. And then when you saw the spark land in his hair and the hair like ignited like that, I was like, oh
Yeah.
my, that my literally.
What year was that
literally-
again? What year was that again? The Pepsi thing?
It was after Motown 25. I want to say it might have been in 83. I don't know when Motown 25 aired. So it might have been the same year. It was around that same time, though. I do know that it was not
83.
it was not too long after that. Like they got on that Pepsi endorsement.
Because I remember being a teenager when it happened. That's the reason I'm saying. I was like a young teenager.
And that was also my first time. And that was also my first time seeing. And that was also my first time seeing them, even though it was in the movie. That was actually my first time seeing the burn, like in the scalp.
Oh, you never seen that in the real thing?
I think it's because I never wanted to look it up. I think I didn't want to traumatize myself and look it up.
I can speak on this. I was like, I'm 13 during that time. I'm like middle, we called it junior high then, but middle school. And that was the biggest thing on the news.
Yep. I remember
Non-stop.
watching the news, seeing the glove, him waving.
All these nonstop on the news, day in and day out. Or every magazine, wasn't no social media, wasn't no stuff like that. You saw it on the news, or you get the magazines and see it in newspapers. Of course, that's when people read newspapers. And it was a big thing. And then he waving with the glove and to let us know he was okay.
And the thing is also too, like I like how they talked about how when the doctor was talking to him and saying that you was going to have to be like on painkillers and medication.
Well, that started his
that's what started on the painkiller addiction.
Yeah,
Because he said that because he was adamant on not taking medication because he said he wasn't a medicine person. Like, it wasn't like he never like had to take hardcore drugs, but I mean, he had no other choice because of the pain. But that pain would stick with him unfortunately for the rest of his life. It never really went away. I mean, besides him getting burned, he had to get plastic surgeries and all kinds of stuff because he fell hard down the steps.
But the thing
he had a lot more injuries than they showed.
It's not even the pain. Probably after a while, you become addicted to that stuff. I've taken Percocets and things like that from surgery. And that stuff is strong, what I'm saying? And I can see how somebody can get addicted to,
especially if you don't do it.
Pain stuff.
If you somebody that don't do it like that,
I see how people can get addicted. I really do.
That's why I'm like that to this day. I don't even like taking aspirin, Tylenol, nothing. I don't like none of that.
I'll take that, but I see why they try to be very controlling of that. If you got a good doctor, they not supposed to give you but so much. Mine give me more. I asked for, they gave me 5 days worth, and then here I go calling on the phone. Can I get another prescription? They say nope. Take ibuprofen or Tylenol or something. They was
Nah.
strict with me, and then
Yeah, they gave me that after I went to
didn't
like
get
after the
one.
dentist. I got some of that. I was like, nah, I'm good.
No, it's easy to get addicted to that stuff. Yeah, I can see how somebody do but however, you're right. That started his journey. As soon as I thought we all on the same page. As soon as I
and I
saw
like
that,
and I like how
said,
they talked about I like how they talked about when he was in the hospital, how he went to, and because I knew this too, and I was hoping they was going to touch on it, and I'm glad they did. That when he was in the hospital, he went and visited the other people in the burn unit. And then that's when he got the inspiration to create that burn center, like with the money that he got from the lawsuit with the settlement from Pepsi. He used all that money to start that burn unit, that foundation.
And Michael always
right
took
there.
care of kids. Like he always looked out for, for just people, period. But particularly he had a thing for children. And I think it's because going back to the beginning, you didn't have no childhood. Now, wait a minute, I want to say something about a childhood. One shout out to the young man. And Tori, you can tell me his name. This young man who played the young Michael, he did a hell of a job.
Oh yeah, he killed.
He is, and I've been seeing him in interviews. He's so smart. Like he seemed like he'd been here.
He has a lot of energy. He has a lot of energy. He has a lot of energy.
Oh,
like,
he do. But
like, you can tell that this is a part he's
like
always wanted to play
or something. Yeah,
Yeah. No, the funny part too was when they was when he was in the studio recording by himself for the first time as a kid, with Barry Gordy there, and they was like, Michael, you sound good. Yeah, they said, Michael, you sound good, but we need you to stop dancing because it's like
he has a lot of energy. Yeah, I mean,
it's messing up the volume levels with the mic, and you keep moving back and forth and side to side. And the thing is, they said, well, he said I can dance more slower. He was still dancing at the same pace. The thing is, he just felt the music. He just had
the rhythm. He couldn't stop the move.
And that's when that's why they had to. And that's why they that's why they had to have him. They said, you know what, Michael, we're gonna have you sing this ballad. That way you can stand still.
but also this is the sad part about it. That was a funny, cute part, but this is the sad part about it. You see how he hugged Barry Gordy, and because he never hugged Joe. He didn't have that relationship with his father. You know what I'm saying? He never hugged him. And let me go back to something real fast. And this is even in American Dream. Why do we ever? I never knew why they called him Joseph. Why Joe always wanted him to call him Joseph?
That's just how he was. He didn't want them calling him dad. He wanted them called by his first name.
Yeah, it's weird. Because I mean, the way I was raised, you ain't calling nobody by their first name.
Yeah, he didn't like. He didn't. None of his kids. Not even the girls called him dad. Like they called him Joseph too.
Everybody called him Joseph. I remember saying that's a weird thing. I've never seen that.
That was always a mystery that I don't think anybody ever knew. I think Joseph Jackson's probably the only person you could have asked. I mean, you can ask him now.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure it has to be a reason out there. But
it must be something from his childhood or how he was raised or how he grew up or something. Because
I wondered, did he call his father whatever his father's name was? Yeah, because they didn't do that with Miss Catherine. They called her mother or something like that.
Yeah, mother.
And she dared them to call her Catherine too. Like she's like, don't call me no Catherine. I'm not your dad.
They touched on that in American Dream.
They did. They touched on that. 1971.
Yeah.
Oh, Inga froze on us.
But yeah, they said that about.
I froze up for a second. I'm sorry. I'm saying I'm born 1971. You ain't calling nobody no grown person. Man, I would have got slapped in my mouth.
Yeah.
You call a grown person, whether it's your mother, father, or just a
Miss or Mister. You know what I mean? They friends is Miss or Mister or what all. He's like, nah, you don't.
Even if you know their first name, you got to put Mister or Miss in the first at the beginning. Mr. John, Miss Pam. Even if you didn't know their last name, you do not go around just calling people by their. I mean, that was weird. I always wondered that. I've been wondering this for years, but none of the kids has ever said why. So I don't know. We might not ever find out why, unless they decide to tell.
Another part that I like was the inspiration that Michael got to do or have the gang members in his Beat It video. I said, look at Michael Jackson, like he's unite, and at the height. Now you got to think this was at
That
the
was
height
the
of
height of
this
Bloods and Crips.
of gang wars between the Bloods and the Crips.
Yes.
It's not like
Yo.
now. That was at its height when it was like
that
it was
was
going
probably
down
one of the
every
funniest
day.
parts of the movie for me, man, because you got all these gang members, these Crips and Bloods in there. That's in there murking each other, and he talking about, yo, can I get an autograph?
Yeah.
Miss Niecy said her mom and siblings called their grandmother by her first name. Okay, I've never heard that before. That's a new one because that was just something we just didn't do. Oh man,
that was crazy. That was crazy to me. I'm like, y'all so gangster and so but y'all. As soon as Mike come in there, they like, whoa, yeah.
Oh yeah, let me get an autograph. Listen, because it's Michael Jackson. It's Michael M.F. Jackson.
Because you got to think at the same time. You got to think at the same time. A lot of those gang members that was in there are like the same age as him, so they grew up with him on the Jackson 5.
Yeah,
they listen to that music just like everybody else did. It's just that their life just took a different direction. It is what it is. But he came in there and he was able to get the Bloods and Crips to be in his video. They first off, what I like is they didn't know that they was going to be in the video until after they did the rehearsals, and they stayed and watched him perform, like rehearse and everything. And he said, you know what? I want y'all in my videos. And the way that their eyes got so wide, like kids on Christmas Day, just hearing that they was going to be in the video was amazing. And what I liked also too was that the guys there were showing him dance moves like the sea walk, and he was like, "What is that?
What is that?"
He's like, "What is that?" I never seen that before. And
so what's that? Pop. He's like, this is pop locking right here. He's like, yo,
you got Michael Jackson, who at the time was still like one of the best dancers, who didn't know what these dances were, and he didn't disregard it. He didn't shun it and say, "I don't like that. That's not traditional or anything like that." He liked to learn. He was not above learning. After all, his inspirations was Jackie Wilson and James Brown. He was not above learning. I mean,
Fred Astaire and all them. Like he loved all that.
He got. I mean, the moonwalk was called the backslide.
Yeah. Listen. And then of course we all know that Michael didn't create that, but he took it to another level.
Oh yeah.
You know? He just took it to another level.
That just goes to speak to how universal this man was. It don't matter who you was, any avenue in life, you could be a gang member that done laid down 20 dudes in the street like it was nothing. But if Michael Jackson come in there, you turn into a kid again.
You turn into a kid. Yeah, because Michael is like,
that is very
he
true.
was just like even in death, he is still like a magical figure. He's still like somebody. Like he's just on another thing, on another planet. Yeah,
there will never be another. Like everybody keep talking about,
it will never ever.
Like nobody will ever touch Mike's status again.
Listen, Michael Jackson invented the GOAT status. Okay, let's just be clear with ourselves here.
Don't start that. They talk about Chris Brown,
and
Beyonce, Usher.
None of them. Drake. None of them.
It's nothing against them. They all right. All of them is cool. And they wonderful in their own right. But they will never be on the matter of fact. There's nobody, no white artist or black artist, no Asian artist, no Latino or nobody is on the level of Michael Jackson.
And they were all inspired by him. Let's be honest.
Everybody, especially the videos, the dancing, the music,
even the singing style is like you can hear it, like some of it with Michael. Now, I would say for me in my theater, the part that got people really going, not that anything else before it didn't, was when the Thriller part came up. When the Thriller part came up, it's like my theater came alive. I don't know about y'all.
We was in that dance. We was partying, and when I was
that's how my theater was too. We was in there jamming.
I had young and old in there. And this was at middle of the afternoon. We was in there partying. Even at the end when the credits is going up, we still singing.
We stayed.
Yeah, you know, everybody clapping, like standing ovation.
Yes.
I mean. Look,
I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know about you, but when there were certain parts that was going on, I was scanning the room to see how people was reacting to it and watching this. I was kind of like multitasking with my eyes. But when that Thriller part came, when that Thriller part came up and he was getting ready to go into choreography, everybody just started cheering and clapping because we knew that was a huge highlight. That was a big deal. I mean, I know Booby and Inga, y'all can remember because y'all was around at the
Man,
time
what?
when y'all saw it actually happen in real time. Like
that was nothing. That
was nothing you ever seen.
What part was that again,
Thriller.
Torian? The what part?
Thriller.
Oh, Thriller. Oh no, that was in real time. I remember sitting in front of my TV watching MTV.
Yes.
No, it was like it was like the world
It was a world
premiere of
premiere.
Michael Jackson, and you had to be home or you had to be in front of a TV. Like if
Yes.
it's certain things that happen that you know where you were when it happened. When
Yes.
OJ thing happened, when Thriller came out, it's certain
The Bad
things
video was a world premiere.
Yes, it was certain things that happened that you wasn't sitting in
It's
front
like
of your
this. That was
television.
he like we said, he was making movies. That joint had a young Wesley Snipes in the stop
Bad
playing,
video.
bro.
Yeah.
Yo, stop playing. He was
No, it was Michael's just on another level.
he is doing
The
it
reason
big.
why he had to get away from, and not that he didn't like his brothers or anything, he just had to grow. He had to grow and he had bigger aspirations.
Yeah. He had to.
Even bigger than Joe, because Joe thought he was doing it big with, we're gonna do a tour, we're gonna do all these concerts, and Michael's looking at him like, number one, I don't vibe with you. Number two, I know you just in it for the money. Number three, I'm thinking way bigger than what you talking about.
Yeah, when he came when
no longer the Jackson 5 days. That day is over with.
Yeah, you still in the doo-wop and all the other stuff. No, I'm thinking so far ahead you can't even catch up.
When Joe had came to him that time when they was in the house and they were talking to him about the tour and everything like that. That part, I'm glad that the camera, whoever was doing the camera work right there, had went down to Michael's hand when he grabbed onto that doorknob. I thought he was gonna rip the knob off the door and hit him with it, because it's like at that point, that's when Michael was really fed up. But when he got on that stage during that victory tour and said, "This is our final tour," and he looked over to the side and looked at Joe
had ran his damn mouth and talking to the press and telling people, "We going international. We going over to Africa. We going to Australia. We go all these places." And he's sitting there telling the press stuff that he didn't even get the permission from Michael.
Exactly, because Michael was thinking that it's only going to be a domestic tour. And by the way, I was looking at this channel that does a lot of Michael Jackson commentary called The Detail on YouTube. I was looking at all the tour dates for Victory. They literally had a long tour. Yeah, it was a very lengthy tour.
I could speak on this tour. And I'm still mad. Matter of fact, I'm gonna call my father, and he lived down in Florida now. And I'm about to call him and bomb him out again, because the reason why we still laugh about this. It ain't funny to me, but he laughs about it to this day. We still talk about this. My sister and I have two older sisters, but me and my middle sister, we were supposed to be going to the tour. They came to the RFK Stadium. Okay, y'all can look it up. They came to the RFK Stadium, and for those who's not from the DMV, that's where the Redskins used to play. And when they played in DC. When they played in DC, yeah, they was coming there. My sister had got the tickets. It was going to be her and I. Well, my little smart mouth behind got in trouble in school. So my father took my damn tickets. I told you, my father's like Joe Jackson. He took my ticket and said I wasn't going. I was on punishment. And he took my ticket, and him and my sister went. And to this day, he still rubs it in my face. And he 85. Okay, I'm gonna cuss my father. But I'm gonna bring this up to him now that I've seen this movie. Every time he comes up in conversation, he laughs about it. Oh yeah, remember? I said, yeah, but that hurt my feelings. That was the tour I was supposed to go on to see them. And then he come back and bringing me the booklet and all that kind of stuff. And I was so upset. And I was like, I know I was in trouble in school, but damn, let me go to the show and then I could do the punishment.
I know I was in trouble, but nah.
Yeah, but I got an old school daddy. They wasn't playing that. No, you school.
Nah, at all.
You get your ass whipped, all that, and then you ain't getting nothing. Everything taken from you. And he took he knew I wanted to go to that tour, that ticket, and he took my ticket, and him and my sister went. And my sister to this day always, yeah, we had a real good time. I'm like, shut the hell up. You know what I'm saying?
She in her bag.
Unfortunately, I never got a chance to see them live, but I was supposed to. They was coming to RFK. Said, man, I'm still upset about that to this day.
And the thing is, after that, it was kind of hard to see Michael because when he went on that bad tour, he started international. He started in the. It got to the point where Michael was doing mainly tours overseas. It was very rare that he was doing anything domestic like that. I think the first time Michael had did something domestic was when he and his brothers did that 30th anniversary in 2001 at Madison Square Garden. Do you know how long that is from the time of Bad to then? And like that, you had Bad, Dangerous, History, and then that. So, and that's a lengthy amount of time when it comes to it. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to see Michael Jackson. However, my dad did see him when they were the Jackson 5. When they back when you had ABC and
my oldest sister
and all of that.
My oldest sister, who's 9 years older than me, she's in her 60s now. She saw them as Jackson 5 with the afros and all that. She's seen them live as the Jackson 5. I didn't see them as Jackson 5. I mean, I didn't get introduced to them as Jackson 5. When I got introduced to them, they were the Jacksons.
The Jacksons, because Motown took their name.
It was just Jacksons. And I'm talking about when they had the Destiny album, the Triumph album. Look, I know my Jacksons. Okay, I know my Jackson music. They had that one album. It's just called The Jacksons, and that one is a fabulous album. Every song on that album is phenomenal. So yeah, I knew them as the Jacksons, but my older sister saw them live in DC at the then what she said, she had to tell me again, but she saw them as when they were the Jackson 5. So this is what I love about the Jacksons, Michael Jackson, whatever, is everybody got a story.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to a lady in the movie, the older lady. She said, yeah, I saw them at the Jackson 5. So everybody got something, everybody. And even if people wasn't born when Michael came out,
I got a
later.
story. Now that I think about it, I have a story for you. So this was back in 2000, literally 26 years ago.
Yes, Miss Niecy. Miss Niecy, no. Shake Your Body is on that Destiny album. Y'all get that damn album. I'm telling y'all download it on your phone or something. That Destiny album got all them cuts, all them hits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that Destiny album. I'm
I got that.
Yes.
Back in 2000, I had went to Florida with my family. We had went to Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure, and I forgot. I forgot if it was I don't know if it was the last weekend of June or maybe the second to last. It was one of those two. And then, thought nothing of it. Years later, I got on YouTube, maybe about a couple years ago, it just said that a rare Michael, going to Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure in 2000. And I said, let me look at this so I can look at what this date is. And I pulled it up. This man was at Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure the week after I was there. I'm looking like, because I'm looking like, wow. If it was just a week later, you mean to tell me I could have seen Michael Jackson?
You might cry. You know what I'm saying? You probably cried.
I was so mad about that. Like years later, I'm like, wow,
cried.
I did not know that.
I bawled and cried. Okay, I'm talking about crying like boo crying. So no, because they was everything back then. It was everything.
They was.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was. You know how
that's why I said the
runs
first
out to go
family,
see,
man. Everybody knew who the Jacksons was.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody run out now to go see whoever they like now. It was like that, but times 20 with Mike.
I like that they showed that in this movie, even the fan aspect of how wild the fans were, like they were seeing like when him outside the hospital, when he was in the hospital, outside of Havenhurst, when he was leaving out, coming up to him in the toy store and all types of stuff like that. And I'm glad that at the end with the bad part, you showed the people passing out, because you cannot tell a Michael Jackson story without having people fainting all over the place before you really get into the show.
Exactly.
Ain't nobody doing that these days. They too busy on their phone trying to take a picture of
this man. This man having grown men crying and passing out for him.
That's crazy.
I go to concerts, but I ain't falling out for none of these people now.
Nah. Ain't nobody falling out fainting for nobody. No, they
Not
might
today.
get a little hype or whatever, but the level
I mean,
of fame Michael Jackson had, like I said, it will never be matched again.
these people were emptying out their savings to go travel to wherever he
Mm-hmm.
was going.
Yeah.
Wherever he was at, they were wherever he was at. I mean, people were used to be hanging off the side of his barricades.
Yes.
You know my off the wall album right here.
Yeah.
You see the back of the so
That's when I fell in love with music. Like when I saw that, I already loved music anyway. But once I saw that, that's really what brought my attention to Michael Jackson. But it also brought my attention to like albums. That Thriller album cover is when I really started paying attention to music, reading the album covers, reading the inserts to the cassettes, reading because it was once you got it, that was why you was listening to it. That was the thing. You would read everything on the cover, everything on the insert, everything.
In here it got all the the stuff in here. They got they got the
producers, mixers, so everything, all the songs, and some of them even had the lyrics to the songs in them.
Yeah, like this is the off the wall.
So I'm like, yo, all the lyrics to every song.
Say
the writers, yo.
Let me see here it is to this the inside of the Thriller, and see all these drawings on here. Michael did these drawings.
Yep.
He was a great artist.
He was an artist, yeah.
He did the drawing, and this is all the lyrics to all the songs.
He was an artist in every aspect that you can think of.
Right. I mean, just I can't say enough about and I'm let me see. I'm trying to think what else in the movie that we might not have touched on. Let me see. My
thing, and I love how they showed. Because he didn't have his dad in his corner, his bodyguard was basically like his dad.
Yeah,
it was his best friend and his dad, and I definitely love how they broke that down because everybody know his body. You know what I mean? His bodyguard stuck with him since he was a child.
That was on my mind, but I didn't want to cut y'all off when y'all was talking earlier. I love Bill Bray, the bodyguard, because the security guard. He was like a dad to him or a big brother to him, you know? Yeah. I mean, so, and I like that he can confide in him. He could talk to him that he could not talk to Joe,
exactly.
You know? And
he actually had his back, even against his father, he still had his back.
Exactly. He told him, he said, maybe it's time for you to move out.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe it's time for you to leave, you know? I don't even know what type of relationship he had with his brothers. I'm not really sure what, like how close he was.
They touched more based on in American Dream. They touched more based on that than they did in this movie.
Actually, they did kind of touch on a little bit because remember when him and Bill Bray had came back from the store,
from the toy store,
to the toy store, and they came back.
Yeah, him and Marlon used to be close because him and Marlon close age.
You saw his brothers. They were out there playing basketball. He was like, "Hey guys, I got this Twisted game. Y'all want to play Twisted tonight?" They're like, "Sorry, Mike. I'm married now. We got a family and everything." Yeah. So you could tell that while the brothers, they were literally living.
They lived regular lives,
a grown-up life. Michael still had the mentality of
they got married, they had kids, they did regular life.
And it got and that right there was like showing Michael being even more alone now. Like he's even the only person he could really go to talk to like that outside of who I would say was a human was his mother. Like him and Catherine always were like attached to the hip. They were like eating ice cream together, eating popcorn, watching movies and all types of stuff. Like that was the only person he could really go to like that.
Now, what's your favorite album? Is it Off the Walls, the Thriller? Is it Bad? Is it Dangerous? Which one is y'all?
You forgot Invincible.
Go to.
I can't. I'm out of this conversation. That's a trick question to me.
Don't sleep on that Invincible album.
I can't even answer that.
Don't sleep on that Invincible album.
I'm not sleeping on that. This little poll only let me do some, a couple of them. But Off the Wall, I rocks this constantly. Okay, my record player right over here to the left of me.
Oh
I
yeah.
rock that off the wall all the time. Okay,
Don't
and,
stop
think
till
it's
you
but
get
I, but
enough is the funkiest beat I have. One of the,
I,
it's probably one of, if not
I
the
love
funkiest
Dangerous.
beat. It's the funkiest beat I ever heard in my life, bro.
I think it's the thing
Which
that
one is
because
that,
Michael,
Booby?
Don't stop till you get enough.
Oh, oh yes.
Man, how they constructed. I seen like just different different videos on how they actually made the album and all that stuff. And man, ain't nobody doing it like that. I'm sorry, nobody is doing that. Man,
No,
I think it's the thing
they
that
put their foot in that production, bro.
I
they
think it's the
did.
thing that
They
every
did.
album has a. I think it's the fact that every album that he's come out with has hits on it that you could just name off the rip when you name the album is what makes it hard to
Even
find
if
to
they
choose
well,
what the
Yeah.
album
wait a
is.
minute, Torian, on these albums, the Off the Wall, Thriller, Bad, Dangerous, or any of the other ones that's not named up here, all of them got, even if they not radio hits, there's great
The deep
songs on
cuts.
them.
I
Hangers.
keep telling you
Deep
about them
cut,
deep
yes.
cuts
People not need to sleep on the other
Like-
songs that they don't.
because you got
And you know, I'm just gonna finish my thought because I'll forget it. Recently, before this movie had even came out, like in the last couple of months, I started doing a deep dive on the Jackson 5 catalog. They got some bangers with their music back in the day
Yeah.
with the Motown. They
Yeah.
got good songs that didn't songs that wasn't the popular songs. I'm talking about songs
Yeah,
that was on their
exactly.
albums that I just sort of discovered, and I was like, I ain't never heard this. And this was like the old Jackson 5, and I was like, there's some good songs. Them some good songs. Yeah.
Because
So
when you think about like and I go album by album, like when you think of Off the Wall, you think of Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Rock With You, Working Day and Night, the song Off the Wall, and She's Out of My Life and all things like that. When you think of Thriller, you think of course of Thriller, Billie Jean, Beat It, Human Nature, Lady in My Life. When you think of Bad, of course, Bad, The Way You Make Me Feel, Smooth Criminal, Dirty Diana, Leave Me Alone. When you think of Dangerous, you think of Jam, Remember the Time, hell, even Gone Too Soon. That's such a sad song, but it's a good song.
RC, they had a guy that showed
Black
him.
Black or White, Heal the World. And then you also got to think his history album.
Oh, Heal the World. Oh my God. If that song come on right now, I might start crying. Also Childhood. How he didn't have no
now that's my tearjerker song right there. Is
and,
Childhood.
And You Are Not Alone. I think I even mentioned
You Are
that
Not
to
Alone.
you, Tori, the other day. I was
You Are Not
listening
Alone.
to the whole thing. I was like, You Are Not Alone. I am here with you. You start listening. I start thinking about the people who have died, my people who I've lost in my life, and that song is a tearjerker song.
And also, don't forget, They Don't Care About Us.
Yeah,
They don't care about us. They don't care about us.
Oh, they don't care. Oh, that one is. Oh my God, that's a great song. And that song applies right now with all the crap we got going on.
Definitely,
they don't really care about us.
That's a generational song. You want to know
that's a generational song.
That's a and
Man in the Mirror.
All his songs are generational. Michael Jackson has a song for every feeling, every thought.
Oh, my son.
It covers everything you could ever think of. Anything you have ever went through in your life, Michael Jackson has a song for it.
I just told my son yesterday or day before, whatever. I said, I was just telling him, quoting the Man in the Mirror. I said, take a look at yourself and make the change. He complained about something about his job, right? And I said, what is it that you need to change? You know what I'm saying? Take a look at yourself. If you listen to them lyrics, that applies to you. You can damn, maybe it ain't them. Maybe it's me. Maybe I need to change.
Also,
and
also too, a lot of people for those people out there who love Thriller, don't sleep on Ghost.
Oh yeah, no, Ghost.
Oh, no.
Ghost is so good. It's a good movie. It's basically a movie. It's a good
all
movie.
Of that.
And then that.
You mentioned who mentioned Invincible?
I mentioned Invincible.
Got butterflies on it.
Butterflies, You Rock My World.
You rock my world.
My deep cut on Invincible is Heaven Can Wait. Listen,
yes,
listen to me. Heaven Can Wait is one of the best R&B songs ever written and sung.
I wish I could play the music right now, y'all. I'm telling you, I wish I could play it right now. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord have
And
mercy.
So I
you
was
want to know
like, man,
you want to know what
I
I
wish
like
we could
about
play
that
it up here
song?
right now.
You want to know what I like about that song and what it did for this generation? A lot of people in this generation, more so Gen Z, late Gen Z, maybe Gen Alpha, didn't know who Michael Jackson was because they were born after he had passed. But that song right there has flown around TikTok so many times
mhm.
Little
that
children,
that's how they got introduced to Michael
yeah,
Jackson was
little
because of
babies,
that.
little babies. I'm talking about little children, baby. You can find
Mhm.
them all on the internet, or you see them, and they love Michael Jackson. It's something about the spirit of him that
His
makes you want
yeah.
to get up and dance. If you don't
You
get up and dance
cannot.
when you
You.
hear
It's
Michael,
undeniable. That's why all that stuff they talked about is. That's how you know it's fake because
It is.
this dude
oh,
can infect your soul just from his presence alone.
and they kept
Not
going
talking,
after
not speaking,
Michael.
not singing, no music, nothing. Just his presence alone
When
That's
affected
why
me.
they
he
kept going after him. That's why they kept going after him
It's like
because
you knew you was watching, you knew you was in the presence, or you even when you was watching on TV, you knew it was greatness you was
hey,
listening to
Amina,
or seeing. You knew it. It was something way bigger than
of
what people
that's
just
why they
thought it
kept
uh,
going
was.
after Michael because Michael was powerful. Michael could
Yes.
move people, all races, all colors, all creeds, all national, everything.
You
And
talking about this
also, he
this
had so
fool we
much
got in the White
power
House
in the
now? You
music
telling me
business.
Michael Jackson with all the stuff, that's why they did it, because they know if it really came down to it, we had a president that was an actor, Ronald Reagan. We have a president,
Yeah,
another one that was an actor in Buffoon, which is the one that we got now.
a
You can't
reality
tell me
star.
that if Michael Jackson wouldn't have ran for president,
oh, he would have won.
Oh, he
He
would have
would
won.
have.
Everybody loved
are you
It
Michael.
would have been
serious
a
right there?
lands.
Come
And
on
they
now.
Listen,
they went after Michael
listen.
because Michael was very powerful by owning all of Sony and the catalog of everybody, and he's extremely powerful.
Not
Then
even just that. He could go to
they
any
had to get rid of
country
him.
and be welcome. Anytime he went to a country, it wasn't just the people that welcome. We talking about foreign
No.
dignitaries, presidents. We talking about whoever
Let
was
me
running the country had to meet him.
well, and let me say this too. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you on this. I agree with both of y'all. Michael is more loved. This is what pisses me off about the United States of America. Michael's more loved in other countries than he is here.
Mhm.
People still want to make videos or make comments and say crazy stuff about Michael till this day. And over in other countries,
He's
they
well
are
loved.
they love Michael. They got
Oh yeah, they love him.
museums,
Shrines.
Statues. Statues.
statues,
Yes.
Uh,
murals on walls. Every to this day, he still beloved in
Inga.
Berlin, in Germany, in Asia, in Africa, and
Africa, and
everywhere.
yes,
But
Inga,
everywhere.
I'm glad.
we
Inga, I'm
want they
glad you
we
brought up.
keep wanting to shit on him, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna make me mad. They keep wanting to crap on this man and lie on him about all them allegations that was false. You know, this is
Never
In-
proven,
never
never found
proven,
guilty.
never
Inga, I'm
found
glad you brought up
guilty.
the statue. I'm glad that you brought up the statue because one of my favorite videos from him was the introduction to the History album when he's walking
Yes,
with that army and he has that
yes,
suit on. I've
yes.
always said that Michael Jackson has some of the best fashion, but that suit that he wore in that video is my
Mhm.
favorite. The one with the black, with the white, the silver, and the bright silver glasses, and
Yes,
he's walking
yeah,
down and he got that army, and then they reveal that statue.
I
Mhm.
agree. I agree. I agree. I mean, there is nothing bad about Michael that you gonna ever hear me say. As long as y'all
Nah,
know me up here on this YouTube,
never.
or if you see me in person or whatever, I could go on and on for days, hours, whatever, talk about Michael. I mean, I like the whole Jackson dynasty. Now, of course, we got some questionable people like Count Dracula, Jermaine, but however, um, he just looks so bad. It just made me want to
Yo,
vomit. Like he
and
just looks
Tito was my boy. I don't care what
no,
nobody
no,
say.
rest in peace to
Tito was down
Tito.
to earth.
Rest in peace to Tito. Rest
And
in
I'm glad
peace.
they acknowledged him in the movie too. Like they
Yes,
at the
yes.
end, where it's in love and
And
memory of Tito Jackson.
on
So
the
I'm glad they did
credits,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Rest in peace to Tito. That was shocking when he passed. I was like, what? Like I just wasn't nobody. That was a shocker. That was a
Yeah.
shocker. Yeah. Um, Yeah, it's too bad. But one thing I like, just speaking of Tito, one thing I like about him, he just seemed like a regular dude. He seemed like
Exactly.
him in the grocery store. He just hug you. He seemed like a
And
regular guy.
Yep.
also shout out to Tito, because let's be real here. He's like the unsung hero of the Jackson 5, because if it wasn't for him messing with his dad's guitar and breaking them strings
in the first place, right?
That group
Yeah.
would not have formed. He would not have listened to them to see what they had, to see what he was working.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, Miss Niecy. I remember that Ryan White was the little boy who had HIV or AIDS or whatever. He got AIDS. And Michael showed him love. He helped him.
That's the song that Gone Too Soon was. That was the song that
it was
that's why he made
dedicated
song
to
Gone
him.
Too
But
Soon.
that song is a beautiful song. Whenever somebody passed away, or they ain't gotta be passed away, because there's somebody that you don't see anymore or whatever. It's a beautiful, beautiful song.
So I said he said something for every occasion. He had a song for
every occasion, because
every single occasion. Like, yo, he be dropping jewels. He was dropping jewels in every song he had.
Especially
when you listen to the lyrics, even Billie Jean was a Maury episode. That's all it is.
And now
people don't even realize it. Like,
I think the story came from, and then it's been different stories, but I believe I heard from him, Michael, that it was because his brother, one of his brothers or somebody, was accused of some impregnating some lady, you know, back in the day, way back in the day. And so
even ones that they ain't even touched, that it was just getting suits saying that no, he fathered my child because they wanted money or whatever the case may be.
You know, people's crazy. You know, these fans, they're not even fans, they stands, they crazy.
But this is stuff that he was talking about before Maury, before Jerry Springer. He was talking about this already. So like, come on, this is crazy. He is way ahead of his time.
Okay, now where Miss Niecy brought up when he passed away, I'm gonna tell y'all where I was. I was coming home from work. My phone was blowing up. My cell phone was blowing up, and they said, "Oh, Michael Jackson passed away." I says, "What? Stop playing! I ain't got time for these games." You know what I'm saying? I thought it was some lies. I thought it was more lies on Michael. When I turned on CNN and all this stuff, I cried. I cried like a family member had died, like it was
no BS.
My father, mother died or something.
I'm as hard as they come. I definitely shed a tear for that one, man. I was in Herndon, Virginia. I was rolling up a J. And they said, breaking news. They broke through. I don't even remember what I was watching, but they broke through because that was breaking news. They stopped everything.
Stopped everything.
Stop everything. Breaking news. Michael Jackson has passed out.
Literally, the internet the internet froze.
Where was you, Torian, during that time?
I had went to my uncle's house to help him install Photoshop on his computer. Now I know because school was out, we was out for the summer break, and I had went to his house to install Photoshop on his computer. Then I went on to Twitter. And all I kept seeing was Michael Jackson. I'm like, why is he trending so much? I know that he's getting ready for this tour because I know they announced that a couple months ago that he's getting ready for this tour. But they said that, the first thing I heard was that he was in the hospital because of cardiac arrest. And I was like, okay, I didn't know what to make of that. And I just went about kept going about my day. And I said, I hope that he's going to pull through and everything is all right. I'm kind of wondering what's going on too. Then when I left my uncle's house, I went back home, and then I had turned on 106 in Park because that's I was watching 106 in Park, and it came back from a commercial break, and then all of a sudden I'm looking at the TV, and Roxy's on there crying her eyes out, like she could barely get her words out. And Terrence had to do all the speaking for her. And then that's when he had announced that Michael Jackson had died. And literally they panned the camera to the audience, and everybody in the audience was shocked. Like they just gasped for air as if they could barely breathe. Like they got a lump in their throat. Like it was a shocking thing for they had to change the whole trajectory of the show. They couldn't even finish the show the way that they wanted to. So all that happened after that was people calling in to talk about their memories of him.
Yeah, it was on another level. It was the craziest thing. I cried like a baby, just like they was crying. I was crying. I watched that actually. That 106 in Park. I remember that episode. I watched it in real time. I remember that. They the whole thing it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah.
He died June 25th, 2009. 2009. So
Yep.
yeah, it'll never be the same. It'll never be the same without Michael.
Yeah,
Never
and
be
the thing,
the same.
and the greatest part about it is Michael Evans was trending the whole summer on Twitter from that day on for like the next 3 months, and then it went up again a couple weeks later when they had his funeral at the the Staples Center. You know, they came out there with that gold casket. They had all the
I
brothers.
watched. I didn't even go to work. I watched the whole thing. I ain't even go to work.
Yeah. They had because at the time I think I was working. I might have been working one of those summer camps or something like that. And I remember when they
Jeremiah
did it
because
thank God of the time difference, because that's how I was able to watch it because of the time difference. But yeah, he had the gold casket. The brothers came out and they all had the one single glitter glove on, and they made
I watched
sure
the whole thing. And when Lil Paris started crying, and she, I just want my daddy. I was like, oh God. I was crying. I was
for me, the part that got me to start crying was when Usher had sang "Gone Too Soon," and right when he got to the last line, his voice cracked. He couldn't even finish the song.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Oh, let me ask y'all about Lil Paris, the daughter that he adopted. What why you think she didn't want nothing to do with the movie? Her brother Prince is executive producer, and he's all a part of it. Why you think?
Even the other son was there too. I don't think he had any producing parts of it.
No, he was just there on the red carpet. But I mean, Prince is actually a producer on it.
He was actually in it. He was in it.
And he was actually in it. He had a little thing. Yeah, I saw for a second.
Yeah.
Why you think she didn't? She was adamant she didn't want to be a part of it.
Oh, I think she was just close to her pops. You know what I mean? That's how. Same as Janet. Like they was too close to him. When you close to somebody, it's like you don't even want to have nothing to do with it. It just brings up things that you don't even want to think about no more, that you've been trying not to think about. You feel me? Especially when you close to somebody like that and they pass away, it take you a long time to even get over that shit. Like,
yeah, I hope it's not. You know, I'm gonna pray is what you say it is. I'm hoping that it's not some BS with her.
Especially with Janet. We know Janet. She
internalizes
a lot of things. She's very sensitive about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'm not even speaking about Janet. I'm really speaking about the Paris girl because like you really I ain't gonna say those his kids. He adopted them. He raised them. So sometimes she's sometimes been doing some questionable things. Like she been running her mouth and be doing interviews, and she'll go live and just be saying stuff. So I don't know. She needs to keep her mouth closed because you wasn't there. Okay, you wasn't there. You ain't around. You don't know nothing about.
I remember one time years. I don't know if y'all remember this or not, but I remember this one time years ago. I think
Miss Niecy said I took a leave day. So I had to attend a funeral. I know that's right. I know that's right.
Yeah, you gotta decompress about that.
I
for real.
had to go to the funeral.
I remember this was years ago when I think Paris was probably like maybe in her teens, maybe in her late teens, and it was an incident that happened. And she had said something, I think she was probably popping off at the mouth towards towards Janet and Randy. And like it was like it was I guess it was an argument that happened back and forth between her and Janet. And it got to the point where I guess Paris had said something real sideways that Janet slapped her. Like she straight up slapped her across the face with no hesitation.
I mean,
you can look you can look it up. And Randy was there, so he was a witness to it. He slapped the taste. She slapped the taste out of her mouth.
Miss Lee said they got into it with each other. Yeah, so listen, I ain't mad at it because
ain't talked to her sideways since.
I ain't mad at
she know better. Auntie gave her some act right. That's all.
Listen, you adopted. And you came into the family, and Michael took very good care of you and your brothers.
You better be lucky you have this name, okay? This is our blood. This is our name. Just be happy you got it.
Exactly, because you was not there in Gary, Indiana. You was not there for the hard time. You was not there going through the stuff.
None of the struggle. You got all the good parts.
You was living in the castle. So shut the hell up. I don't want to hear nothing from her. I don't really want to hear nothing from her. So I'm glad she actually is being quiet. I hope she don't come out and say nothing crazy. But I did hear a couple of people say, it kept, I think we already mentioned it, but like, why Janet wasn't there? Why Rebe? Why Randy? And I'm just like, leave it alone, y'all.
Mhm.
It's not about them.
Y'all want to see that? Go
they can
watch
do
the
their own
American
story.
Dream movie.
The
This
American
is
Dream.
Michael's movie. It's called Michael.
And even in American Dream, Janet was a little girl. She ain't had no role. She ain't had no. This was not her. She can do her own life story because she has a whole story of her own. Of what she did. So she could do her own biopic. So
That's why I said I can't wait till the Janet movie drop, because that's going to be crazy, because all the stuff she done did in her life, they could definitely make a movie out of it.
Yeah, I mean, Janet could do her own thing. So maybe, and I wouldn't be surprised if Jermaine ain't been a problem. I wouldn't be surprised. Jermaine seemed like he's a problem. He's you always got that one sibling that you just want to knock the hell out. I bet you he's probably that sibling.
Do y'all want to hear the whole story with the whole Janet and Paris thing?
Oh yeah, tell me about it, because I gotta look that up.
Because this thing is crazy. So I'm gonna read it. This is actually an article from 2012 when it happened. So this was around the time when they were still, I guess, fighting over how everything was going to be divided up after Michael, because with the estate and everything. So it was still fresh. It says a new report says Janet slapped Paris, called her a spoiled brat, and tried to take her phone on July 23rd, 2012. It says the family battle over Michael Jackson's money and children is getting worse and worse, according to a new report on TMZ. It says sources confirm that there were two SUVs that drove into Catherine's Calabasas, California home on the 23rd. The first contained Janet, Randy, and Jermaine, while another followed with Michael's three kids, Paris, Blanket, and Prince. They said that Janet, Randy, and Jermaine did not have authority to enter, and immediately tried to convince the three kids to get in a car and to drive them to Arizona to see their missing grandmother. A security video shows that Janet tried to grab Paris' cell phone from her, and sources says Janet slapped Paris and screamed, "You are spoiled little B." It says Paris slapped Janet back and yelled, "This is our house, not the Jackson house. Get the F out." It says, meanwhile, TJ, who was one of Tito's sons, who was seeking custody of the kids, tried to stop the guys by putting Randy in a headlock and punching Jermaine in the mouth. And then, so it was a lot of stuff that happened.
Typical black family, okay?
And some of that was caught on like the surveillance footage. Like if you go online, you can actually see the interaction happen from the surveillance cameras, because they were out in the outside of the garage. They were outside of the garage.
Gary, Indiana came out. Okay. All that Hollywood shit went away, and that Gary, Indiana came out. Like, you ain't gonna be in here talking to us crazy, and you just got here, and you should be thankful for what you got, because he ain't had to adopt you. So I mean, they had to probably put her in her place, and probably Jermaine too.
They was the closest one. So her and Mike was closer. So, bro, like, what you think? You really, you should know better than that. Yeah, that just shows that they wasn't around her as much, but they knew to respect that after that, because she slapped the hell out of her. So
yeah, I don't blame her. I don't blame her. So hopefully she stays quiet and she don't come out and say anything that will ruin the momentum of everybody going this weekend, going to see this movie. And I'm going to see it again. I'm definitely going to see it again. I don't know if I'm gonna do it this weekend. I'm
going tomorrow.
I might go Sunday. I hadn't bought my ticket.
Going back tomorrow.
I think I'm gonna go Sunday.
Did anybody dress up where y'all was at?
Well, mostly everybody had like t-shirts, like me and my son. We had our Michael t-shirt, our red, black and red on. But there was, we did see some people dressed up like Thriller, and one lady had the Beat It jacket, and and black pants and socks and stuff. So we okay, Miss Nee says she's seeing it tomorrow. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna go back maybe Sunday, so I might get my ticket, go and order my ticket tonight, so that way I think I'm gonna go Sunday afternoon.
And I have the AMC app. Like literally every showing that they had, like it was at least 50% sold. So like it's people. I'm gonna get a seat. I'm gonna get a seat this Sunday. I don't care where I'm at. I'm gonna get me a seat. I'm gonna go Sunday.
And my phone, when we get off here, I'm gonna go ahead and get my ticket because that I need to be. I want to see it again. I definitely want to see it again. So
you have to go to a real movie because usually I go to
go to IMAX, IMAX theater if you can.
IMAX. Yes,
I
IMAX
saw
is the best way to see it. Oh my god!
I saw it in Dolby when I went on Wednesday.
Okay, yeah, that sound is like the sound is crazy.
It's like you in. It's like you, especially the concert scenes. You feel like you're at the concert.
Miss Nisi, you going tomorrow? You gonna feel like you at a concert. Like you gonna forget there's a movie and you thinking that you're at the concert watching with everybody else. Like I was sitting there in my seat and I was just dancing in my seat. It was it was amazing. It was amazing. I highly enjoyed it. Now I did hear critics say they thought it should have gone in depth with with the acting. Jafar didn't, acting wasn't good. Look, get a boy a break. It's his first role.
I don't know what they don't know what they talking about.
First of all, that's a both
I truly enjoyed it. I truly enjoyed it myself.
Like he sounded just like his uncle.
Yeah, this is what I think people want.
Close your eyes and you will swear that was Michael.
No, yeah, right. I think this is what people wanted. I think people want a movie sort of like Ray or Temptations or something where you see the darkness, something with the all the stuff. But this is a
but the thing that what they're complaining about was taken out because of the accusers.
Right.
So they had to reshoot the whole entire third act of this movie because they had some of that in there, but they had to take it out because they said that his estate, because of the case, his estate could not make money off of the case.
Right. Absolutely. Right.
So they couldn't if they wanted to. They tried.
People didn't do their research. All you gotta do is Google the information to find it out. So so they had to go because the movie was already done and they had to go back and fix some stuff and do some reshoots because of that. So it was I'm fine with it.
It was gonna
and to be real, y'all, and everybody in the chat, I don't need to see nothing about no accusers and
I don't need that's the whole go watch what is that? Finding Neverland or whatever the case may be. Go watch that.
I still never watched it. To this day, I ain't never looked at that. I have
never watch that.
Won't watch it either.
I was not supporting it. I did.
And then, and to be honest with you, Inga, for real, they still would have been mad for the simple fact of even if that stuff was in it, at the end he was found not guilty.
Right.
So he still would have won at the end, and y'all have been mad about that. So
okay, but
whatever.
I think Michael did a disservice listening to the great Johnny Cochran, which we all love Johnny Cochran from the OJ and all that stuff. Yeah. Great lawyer. But I think Johnny Cochran on that first case, he told him to go ahead and settle. And Michael should never have settled the first time. Because that's why they was able to come at him again the second time. Because they thinking that he's going to get another payday. And that's when Michael decided, no, I'm taking this shit to court. And that's when Michael was going to court and all of them was there. And he standing on top of the limousine and all that. That was a spectacle.
Oh yeah.
I love Johnny Cochran, but he's great and all that. But he's still a lawyer at the end of the day. He's not Thurgood Marshall, okay?
Yeah, he shouldn't have. I mean, look, I like Johnny Cochran
he's about that bread.
When it came to the OJ situation, but when it come to this, I did not like that don't settle, because if you know you ain't do nothing, don't settle with these people because these are sharks. They'll come back.
But even with the OJ situation, Johnny Cochran was still a lawyer at the end of the day. He was about the bread, and he was a top paid lawyer. So it wasn't like he was doing it just because. He was doing it for to clear a black man's name, especially a high powered, high profile black man. At the end of the day, I definitely give him props for that, but he's still a shady lawyer at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, I mean, of course, a lawyer is. I mean, come on, I mean. You know what? We all know what lawyers are.
I remember one thing. I remember when that second round.
He should have settled that first time, and when he settled with them people, that's what made him some more people come around. And then, like you said, that it was found not guilty, and there was no come on, there was. Go ahead, Tori.
I remember in the second round, like when the court thing happened, and that was like that was something I think we was all watching to see what the outcome was going to be. Of course, he was found not guilty and everything. But one thing I do remember was two things. One, him getting on that car in front of all those fans after he walked out of that courtroom. And the other part was when there was this guy, literally, I don't know where he got him, but he found out how many charges that Michael was hit with. That man went and got a dub for every charge, and every time they read,
I know that was that. Look, it was a spectacle. It was a spectacle. Look, we don't really have. This is what I'm saying. We don't have real celebrities now. The people you see the stuff on Instagram and all that. These people is just they not real celebrities. We have real celebrities. I was raised with real celebrities. I'm old enough to remember when we had real A-list celebrities
that worked.
Real A-list celebrities, not just Michael, it was others too. But we had real A-list celebrities, and that was a spectacle. It definitely was a spectacle. Look, Michael,
we had celebrities that actually worked to get in the position that they was in.
Right. They
coattail riders, not all that trying to do something stupid to try to be famous.
Yeah, none of that. And it wasn't no. Yeah, real celebrities. And look, Michael did not always do everything that I liked. Personally, you know, I thought, okay, Michael, if you know that they're trying to come after you about certain things, maybe you need to chill out. Maybe you need to, you know, and I didn't like all the plastic surgery. After a while, he did go too far, way too far with that plastic surgery.
But he had to. That's the thing. That, people don't understand. He had to. Not saying you don't know, but he had to. After that Pepsi, that accident messed up a lot. You know what I mean? It wasn't just his burns that he had to deal with. They didn't show it in the movie. But it wasn't just his burns that he had to deal with. He had other surgeries that he had to do with. He fell hard down them stairs, and you gotta realize he was at the top.
No, go watch the real footage.
Yes,
those in the chat who have never never seen it. Go on YouTube. You can find it, and you can dig up anything.
Yeah,
roll down them steps. That Pepsi.
Yes,
he rolled down the steps. So. He probably really hurt himself really bad, especially that burn on top of his head. And that's why he was wearing wigs and all those kind of stuff. So,
then you gotta think on top of that, he's a performer. He's performing. He's been performing since he was a kid. That's wear and tear on his body. That's all kinds of stuff. So there's a lot going on that people didn't know about, man.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. When I'm standing confident, when they come out with this part 2. If they dive deep into the latter years, like I'm talking about, like when he gets to the "This Is It" part going forward, if they touch on the very I'm talking about the molecular level of what happened between "This Is It" being announced and his death. Then you can say they really went there, because I saw a video on YouTube that goes into the depth of what happened between the announcement of "This Is It" and the time that he died, the Dr. Conrad Murray and all of that. That was some very messed up stuff right there.
Okay, yeah, I'm glad you brought up "This Is It." You must be in my damn brain, because I was just thinking that when he made that announcement, I'm watching on TV and like everybody else in real time, and he said, "This is it. This is the final curtain call." This is his words, not me making this up. This is it. This is the final curtain call. This is it. When he kept saying that, I did not like that. It was like eerie. Yeah. And then it all makes sense now. It's like, this is,
They actually said that when he was on his way there to make that announcement, he was actually late being there because they said that that he was intoxicated. So when he got up there and he made that announcement, he wasn't sober.
And they also kept pumping Michael with stuff too. They was giving Michael
it was saying that like he had lost they said that he lost an astronomical amount of weight. It was times when he couldn't sleep at night, like he would stay up all night. I'm talking about some severe insomnia and all types of stuff. And they were basically sending emails saying that, okay, we know he signed this contract to do these tours, these shows and everything like that, but this man has not toured in over a decade. This man is 50 years old, and he has not performed like that, like how he was back in the day. And on top of that, he's not getting enough rest, and he's not sleeping. He's not eating properly.
50 years old.
Like they're basically was saying that he needs to get out of this contract. He needs to not do these shows. And the people over at I forgot the name of the company, but they were saying no, he's locked into the contract. So literally,
AG, what was it?
AGE is it AGE or
AGI? AGE,
something like that.
I think AGI.
But yeah, when I was looking at that video, I was just sitting there saying to myself, "That's crazy." And did you know that Conrad Murray, that fraudster, that man was making $150,000 a month?
There's no doubt in my mind, and nobody can convince me otherwise. They killed Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, after watching that, after watching that, I said, yeah, no doubt. Oh, no doubt in my mind.
The This Is It documentary. You know, there's certain things I can't watch that much because they just get to me. Like, you know, we always talk about certain movies we can't watch because they so, like John Q is one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like a certain movies or certain things and This Is It is on that list of things that's hard for me to watch because that was it for Michael. You know, This Is It. And then also he looked bad. He wasn't looking good. I see he was looking unhealthy.
He was stressed. He was stressed out, man. They was after him. They was really, he knew they was after him.
And I believe they was killing him. They brought in Murray. He didn't go see Murray out.
And by the way, and the thing is, Conrad Murray, to give y'all a little backstory, even on him, this man
wasn't even licensed.
Not only that, but this man had multiple baby mamas up to his eyeballs in child support payments, and they brought him in. He only did this because he was like up to his eyeballs in debt. He was in a lot of debt and that he needed to pay off. And also too, they said when Michael was like unconscious, they said Conrad Murray, you know, he was giving him that propofol, something you're not supposed to administer to anybody outside of the hospital. And when you do, you're supposed to be in the room with the person when
they
you
have
give
to be
it.
monitored the whole time.
His death was ruled a homicide. His death was ruled a homicide just because of that.
And instead of calling the ambulance,
Murray was convicted of manslaughter in 2011.
And instead of calling the ambulance for the paramedics to come, he goes and runs to Michael's security
and start
detail.
cleaning up and stuff.
Like, what was he supposed to do? That's why I say if they put that in part 2, you might need an hour just on the whole This Is It part alone.
I know. You know, they don't have to talk about the allegation stuff. I don't want to hear about it anyway. I don't want to hear about that stuff. But
that's why they tried to get him up out of here. They tried every possible way to fry and crucify that man.
They can bring that up in part 2. If they do a part 2, they can bring that up.
If they want to do a complete story, they're gonna have to do a part 2.
Yeah, well, it said at the end, it said the story continues.
It said the story continues. So like the part 2 was in the works. But like I said, well, you know what? Since we are on the topic of that, I'm gonna ask you and Booby, what do you want to see in a part 2? Should we get a part 2? I'm putting it out there when we get it. What do you want to see in there? It could be like, of course, the music and everything like that, but it can also, I mean, the controversy is going to be there.
That's what I think. I think that's what part 2 would be.
No kids, though. I don't want to see that.
Part 2 would only be controversy because that's in After Bad. That's all you really saw about him. I mean, we gotta see the Super Bowl.
They were calling him Wacko Jacko.
Yeah, the Wacko Jacko stuff and how it affected him. But we definitely got to see that Super Bowl. Since the performances, we got to see that Super Bowl.
Artist.
I mean, Super Bowl performance. Yeah, not the first Super Bowl, but first Super Bowl performance.
Jackson. I need to see him do. I want to see him do the toaster pop up. Remember when he did Dangerous and he popped up on the stage and he just stood there and everyone's going crazy.
I loved it when he did that. I loved it. I loved it when he did that.
If they can do a montage for Remember the Time, I'm gonna lose my mind in that thing. That is one of my favorite videos.
I used to get in the middle of the floor and do the whole dance. Now I'm 54 now. I don't know if my knees and all I can do it now. But I'm gonna try and do it. I ain't gonna put it on video. I ain't letting y'all see me. But I used to do that whole dance. I need to remember. I used to get pop lock that thing. I love that song. Remember the Time. I love that song.
I think they're also gonna have to talk about, of course, his relationship with Lisa Marie Presley.
Oh,
yeah, for sure.
They're gonna have to.
I ain't like none of that.
They're gonna have to. I mean, they're gonna have to put. They're gonna have to put that in there.
I didn't like all the stuff Michael was doing at the. Like he only married her because people was putting out rumors that Michael was gay and all of that kind of crap. And so I think he married her. It just to try. It did not help. It did not help.
I mean, I think the whole. I think he liked her.
Kissing and all. It was.
But the marriage was shade anyway, just because he married Elvis Presley's daughter. And he's the king. He's the real king. You know what I mean? He married Elvis Presley's daughter.
Because Elvis took that name, the King of Rock, which he wasn't. It actually was Little Richard. Okay.
Exactly.
But however, he he called himself the king of pop, but he wanted, and I guess he felt like I'm gonna marry Elvis' daughter, the king and the princess and all. I mean,
and also too, you're gonna have to also incorporate. We talked about it earlier, but with Neverland, him build. I would like to see that.
I don't want to see no controversy, and I guess I don't know how we do it without controversy.
What the thing is, outside of the controversy with Neverland, we can see how he came up with the concept of building Neverland. We never saw that.
Okay, I guess
we can go through like the details of how he acquired the land to build Neverland on. Like that's something I don't think that's something many of us fans don't really know too much about.
And after we just saw the finished product. After the FBI ran up in there and ransacked his house, his sacred place, he never went back to that house after that. Y'all remember that?
It was tainted after that.
He never went back there to that house. He ended up going all over the place. He went overseas for a while, stayed in the Middle East.
And then he's not stupid. Who knows what type of bugs and stuff they planted?
Right. Oh, and this is another disrespectful thing they did. And the FBI made Michael strip naked and take pictures of his genitals and all that. Oh man,
bro, I was so pissed about that.
I was talking about.
I was hot when I heard that. I was like, "What the fuck, yo? They trying to?"
I was so angry.
Like people don't understand my two favorite artists in my whole entire life. Period. Point blank. There's hands down. It's gonna be Michael Jackson and Tupac.
Yeah. Oh, I thought
those are my two favorite artists ever. I don't know. Prince is one of them, but my two favorite artists as far as impact on my life.
Yeah, Tupac.
Mike
Tupac
and Tupac, because Tupac had, we not even going. This and Ambitions of a Rider and Death Row Tupac.
Yeah, me and Booby had many conversations on Tupac.
Yeah, I'm talking about Tupac, the stuff that they didn't put in the movie. You know what I mean? I'm talking about Tupacalypse Now, Tupac Trapped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Howl If You Hear Me. I'm talking about that Tupac.
The two best documentaries on him is Dear Mama, and then also what's the other one, Booby? The one his mama did. Afeni did. What's the one called?
Resurrection.
Yeah, I got it on DVD too. Resurrection. Those if you really want to know a lot about Tupac, those two documentaries are the best. Don't watch that All Eyes on Me crap.
Nah, I can't. I was pissed about that movie. They did Pac so dirty in that movie, man.
I told my son today as we walked out the movie, I said, at least we ain't walk out mad like we did when he was with me to go see All Eyes on Me. That's his favorite rap of all time too, as well.
My
son right, y'all. I raised him right to like good music. So he don't like no BS. He ain't into none of these little this one and little that one.
Yeah, little mumble rappers.
No, he ain't into. He is into real artistry. Like his favorite artist is Stevie Wonder, and I took him to see Stevie Wonder. Back when during the Stevie Wonder came to Baltimore, what was it? When they was going through the election thing, the election was going on. He was trying to get people to vote, and he was going around doing a few shows. He came to Baltimore, and I said, "Oh shit, I'm gonna get tickets," because I said we ain't gonna never see Stevie no more. He's in the 70s. Man, that show everybody was rocking. I ain't never seen. You talk about white people, black. He's another one. They could do
Wonder is definitely
Stevie Wonder when his story come out. It's gonna be phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a phenomenal.
That was the power of Motown. Period. Motown broke barriers, bro. Like all the artists, the Motown Review, all of that stuff. They did so much just to break the color lines in, that whole black and white facade and all that other stuff, because everybody loved Motown music. That's just what it was back then.
And also too, you know what? If they really want to go there, and I hope they do, if they do this in part 2, and I said it earlier, put in there about the part when he called out Tommy Mottola. We know that man sabotaged.
That's what I'm saying. He called him a racist. He called him a racist.
I said, if you really want to go there,
he called him a racist. Yeah, right. And if they can keep the allegation stuff out of it, I'm for a part 2. And they probably will, because of the fact of the family, the whole family.
Well, the thing is, that was for that family back in the 90s. We're not talking about the second round. I think that was something different.
Oh yeah, I just don't want to hear that. I don't want to see it because
Now
I
they're
know
gonna
it's
be putting all the
lies. And if
controversy
you
on
bring it
saying
back
he was
up, it's going to
sleeping in
bring it
the
back up again.
he was
In the
sleeping in the
chamber,
hyperbolic
in that
chamber
chamber.
and all that other crazies. That's all the
Come on. I
controversy,
mean,
all
they
that stuff. You
they
know, all the
really
stuff
tried
you
to make
saw
it
in
about to be.
Hey, you want to piss him off?
Esquire and
They really
hey, you
want
want
to
to
make
piss
it about to be crazy. Hey, Demarcus, they wanted to
you
make Michael
want to
be
piss him off?
crazy.
Want to piss him off? Put that Oprah Winfrey interview in there.
oh
Oh
hell
man, listen, I don't want to say F her, but F her
yeah.
for what she did to Michael.
Yeah,
You
I
know
hate
what I'm
Oprah.
saying? I respect whatever she did for her career, whatever. But I'm saying, but F
Yeah.
her for what she did to Michael, how she did him. I never forgave her.
She one of them
For that.
people. She
Yeah,
with
I
them
never
people.
forgave her for that. I never forgave her for that. So it was uncalled for. Um, yeah. I mean, I wish Michael could have made some better choices toward the end, but it is what it is. And I think him being on, he has so much pressure on him.
Hey,
He has so much pressure on him.
I know a moment they could put up in there if they really want to do something that'll catch people off guard. Have put that moment in there when he showed up to Summer Jam.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. When he showed up with Jay-Z and
yeah,
Yo.
Summer Jam.
Yes,
And you want to really put that on, because that's the thing that a lot of people don't know. That's something that people really don't know about.
That's why he's one of my. That's why I love Mike, man.
And
like,
Michael
that's
was a
crazy.
real guy. Like Michael loved Bobby Brown.
Yes, he loved his people,
he loved
man. Mike loved his people.
He loved
and they try to make that whole thing of him. Oh, he just wants to be white. He wants no. Mike loved his people. Him dapping up Biggie at the awards and. Come on, man! Stop playing, bro. It don't get no realer than that.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. I want to address this Diana Ross thing. So I'm surprised Diana Ross. But why does she need to be in there? She did not discover the Jacksons. That was a lie. Okay, it was always. I always knew that story. I've always known that. Gladys Knight is the one who introduced them and brought them to to Motown. You know what I'm saying? Highlighted them in the Motown. That wasn't. I think it
was more because of the whole relationship, like allegations with him and Diana Ross messing around. Back then, like that was that whole thing.
They was trying to say he was messing with her. He was messing with Liz Taylor. He was messing with all kinds of.
But he used to date Stephanie Mills.
Well, that's
Stephanie Mills, Brooke Shields.
That's a fact too. She said it out her own mouth. So,
like, man, what?
Allegedly, he was messing with Ola Ray from Thriller.
No, they dated.
Oh, speaking of Ola Ray, I wanted to be Ola Ray back in the day.
You and every little black girl. You and every little black girl.
I wanted to be her. I got me some red high heels. I wanted to walk around being like her.
I think the reason was because up until that point, Michael in the videos that he didn't have a leading lady in a video with him until her. And then they saw her and it was like, wow, this woman is gorgeous, which she was. And it's crazy how he found her because they say she was like a pinup girl in Playboy or something like that. She did a Playboy ad, and they found her and he was like, I want her in this video.
Yeah, he had baddies. He always had baddies.
And by the way, y'all, in case y'all are unaware, if y'all are unaware, fun fact: the actress who played Ola Ray in this movie is Antoine Fuqua's daughter.
Okay.
That is his daughter.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, listen. They put a lot of lies on Michael, and even if he was whatever, I don't give a rat's ass. I love Michael for Michael, and how he makes me feel. I don't care about his personal life behind closed doors and none of that other kind of crap. I just felt like people focus too much on who with who and who sleeping with who. They do it to this day.
Another thing
they do it right now. I can't stand it.
Another thing that they can do. If you want to do a more positive thing, talk about all the charities this man has donated to. This man has given a lot to charities.
No, Paul McCartney should not have been in it because this was the early years. This was not like later on. You know what I'm saying? So
I think he's talking more about I wouldn't say have Paul McCartney in there, but one thing I wish that they wanted to put in there was talking about him getting that Beatles catalog. That was a big deal. That was a big deal. Back then.
Yes, now in the if they do a part 2, they could bring all that up. Then Paul McCartney can show up.
Speaking of, did y'all catch it?
This wasn't about them.
Speaking of, did y'all catch the slight dig that they made towards Prince?
Yeah. When he was in the pool.
I got
was in the pool.
Or Prince yeah. They always had their little thing, you know.
They did.
They respected each other. It wasn't like
on the low. They did.
They
did some real craziness in the public eye, but they really was cool.
Respected each other. And Michael didn't hate nobody.
He named his son after him. Come on now.
Yeah, it was he didn't hate anybody. Okay, but since we brought up Prince, do you think we're gonna ever get a Prince biopic? A real, not like Purple Rain thing. I'm talking about like because that was only a smidgen of.
I don't see why not.
We could get one or a good documentary. It don't have to be a movie. It could be
a documentary. I wouldn't say a movie because it would be they wouldn't do Prince right. Yeah, just because of how the industry was, and then on top of that, how his family is, how they was fighting over his legacy, and you know what I mean, fighting over I don't think we would get a true biopic from him.
Came out the woodwork.
Yeah, I don't think we would get a good one.
And I just thought of a good title.
A good documentary,
it would have to be unauthorized.
A good title for that. I could call it "The Artist Formerly Known As."
Yeah, that'll work.
That would be a good.
I do know that. What's the lady name? Wait a minute. What's the what is her name? Ava DuVernay. She was real close with Prince, and she was working on something while Prince was alive. But then he died, and then that fell through the cracks because the family, all these family members came out the woodwork.
Yeah.
So she was working actually with Prince while he was alive because he was going to allow her to actually do a documentary, and it was supposed to be on Netflix because she had cut a deal with Netflix to come, and it's never. One
thing I liked about Prince is that he was adamant that if he was to work with you, one thing he had as a request is that you had to own your masters.
Yeah.
You better because I remember Nas was telling the story how he said he had wanted to sample a Prince song. And one question that Prince had asked him after he talked to him, he says, "Do you own your masters?" And Nas was like, "No." He's like, "Go get your masters and then come back and talk to me." Right. Nas went and got the masters, and he gave him that sample. Right. So that was one thing that Prince was adamant on was artists owning their stuff, especially if you was a black artist.
Okay, let's y'all answer Miss Niecy question: who could play Prince in a movie?
I'm sure. I don't know.
I don't even know. It's gonna be unknown.
Who's out here today that could do it?
I said the unknown.
It would have to be an unknown. No,
an unknown actor.
No.
You think it'd be a British actor? Somebody from the UK?
It might be, but it definitely wouldn't be nobody that's famous right now.
Look at, for instance, look at Jafar. This is his first acting role ever. He's playing his uncle. Talk about the launch pad of a resume.
Yeah, debut to have that as your debut.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's pressure, man. I can't imagine the pressure that he was under to deliver on this.
And I was looking at the behind the scenes stuff. They said that the part where they was doing the Bad concert, that was shot in the first 2 weeks of filming. Literally, that's the first two things. They said he worked on this for 2 years.
Yeah,
that audition process was rough because they said everybody and their mama was auditioning for the movie. So.
They said they did all the concerts and performances the first 2 weeks of filming, and everything else was more the grounded, dramatic stuff. Yeah. They just wanted to get all the performance stuff out of the way.
They did a hell of a job with that. To me,
that part in the hospital when he was talking to his mother,
it did not look fake at one point.
That part in the hospital when he was talking to his mother after he got burned, and when he turned over to the side, I swear, I'm telling you, that makeup department. He looked so much like Michael to the point where I thought it was him.
Yeah. He told his mother, this one scene I'm gonna bring up. He told his mother when she tried to say something to him about the situation, he said, "Look, I don't want to talk about that right now." He was like, "Oh, I don't want to hear, but I don't." In a nice way, he told his mother, "I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to talk about it."
But it also showed in that scene. I don't know if y'all caught that, but it also showed that was the beginning of his kind of detachment because he was on drugs. Because you
Yeah.
saw the drip, like when that was
Yeah.
happening, you saw the drip and how his demeanor was changing.
Right. Yeah, everything
So-
about him changed from that Pepsi, that burning of his scalp. From that moment on, his life.
And he did not, and Michael did not like Pepsi. Like if you notice in all the
he would
commercials
drink
that
sodas.
he's done,
He was he was very healthy.
If you notice in all the Pepsi commercials that he did, never was he in the scene with a Pepsi bottle or a can.
No, he never
held
had
it
hand.
and never had it in his hand.
No,
and honestly, no, it was never.
They said Michael was a vegetarian and he ate very clean. They say he was very.
Well, hold on. Well, actually, no. Actually, I have to debunk that one, Inga, because his favorite food was KFC.
KFC, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They say he
that's what I'm saying. We hear a lot of things, so maybe I was wrong.
He stayed KFC, and one thing I like that they got right, and it was such a small detail.
Well, back in the day, KFC used to be good. Now it's trash.
Well, that was
back in the day,
fast food back.
I remember when it was called Kentucky Fried Chicken. It wasn't KFC. It was Kentucky Fried.
Before they changed everything and had to call it KFC.
Church, my mom and them would stop over there, Kentucky Fried. Matter of fact, it was a Kentucky Fried that was on Marlboro Pike. Only us three know what we talking about. It was one on Marlboro Pike, okay, and what's that, District Heights, Forestville, whatever over there. And my mom used to stop over there at that time, this way back in the 80s and stuff. And after church and go get a bucket of chicken. And if she felt like cooking, now it's trash now. I wouldn't eat it now. But
one detail that I like that they had in the movie was when he was in the boardroom, all the people that was in the boardroom had water, but he had orange juice, because that's a fact that Michael Jackson loved orange juice. He would always have orange juice at almost every meeting that he was in. He would never have water or any other type of drink. It was just straight up.
Okay, and the guy who played him in Godfather Harlem, I did watch Godfather Harlem. He played Frank Lucas. Marcus saying he could play Prince. I would have to see a get up, the whole outfit and the wig and everything. I would have to see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know who you're talking about, DeMarcus. And that guy's a good actor, but I just can't. I have to see him with the clothes, the wig, the makeup.
Yeah, you got it.
I would have to see the visual.
I'm going to tell you this right now. If they ever made a Prince movie and he sings Beautiful Ones, I'm going to lose my voice. That is my favorite. That is my favorite all-time favorite.
Yeah,
Prince
I love
song.
that. But that whole album is good.
When he gets into that breakdown with saying, "I want you," I'm like, I'll be going.
Yeah, I need to buy that. I have it on CD, but I need to buy the album. Because after I got me a record player again, I started buying, replenishing my
I'm
album.
gonna have to hear him do a couple of songs. I need him to do Insatiable. I need Scandalous. I need all that. I need all that.
Oh, Prince. I go way back with Prince, and just like I was a fiend for the Jacksons. Okay, I would post my whole wall with posters from the Right On magazine. I don't know. Do y'all remember?
What?
Right on.
Okay, Right On magazine and Word Up.
Word Up.
I used to take the pictures out, put them all over the wall. And then, but Prince was another one. I had a big poster I had on my damn ceiling. I used to lay in bed and look at Prince up on my wall. And I remember my parents would come in and say, "Your whole wall is covered." I used to have New Edition, a whole bunch of New Edition, Michael on one side, Prince on all over the place.
Because they knew what they was doing. Right On and Word Up knew what they was doing, because they always had at least one poster.
Okay.
In the magazine. You could take out the pages too, but they always had at least one poster. Whoever was on the cover, they was doing a cover story on. They always had a poster in there.
Or even if it was the Jet magazine, I used to take we always had the
Jet Beauty of the Week.
Beauty of the Week for me,
got the Jet and put on my wall. Yeah.
And the cover, whatever the cover was, if I wanted to keep that one in the Beauty of the Week.
And that's
I'm a young girl, like a little teenage girl. I probably shouldn't have been listening to Dollar Nikki, but we was hot to tell, and so Dollar Nikki was our joint. The Dollar Nikki was our
at that time. We talking about we came from, because we was coming up. Our parents was flower children, so that's what it was. They knew they had already had their sexual revolution and all that stuff. So we came up, all that stuff was already on the table. That's why we came with Darling Nikki and you can have songs on the radio like George Michael, "I Want Your Sex," and all that.
Yeah.
We had that. I mean, you couldn't hide from it. There was no way to hide from it.
All the music. My parents were partying people back in the day. You know,
they had all that.
My parents are old now, but back in their heyday, they were partying people. Like, so it was always a party in our base. And so you name that whoever it was, from the Marvin Gaye to the Isley Brothers to
the Whispers.
I'm a big Rick James fan. Y'all can't even don't stop me about Rick James. I go down the rabbit hole. I love Rick James.
When I first heard the Isley, like when I was younger, like back in the 90s, I remember when I was in the car with my parents, and all of a sudden, Between the Sheets by the Isley Brothers came on. I couldn't have been no older than 6, so this was about like 95 or something like that. And I started singing the song. My parents looked at me like, "What do you know about this?" I said, "Well, you told me that this is the type of music that I would have to appreciate growing up, so it's me appreciating it."
That's what y'all listen to. So what y'all think I'm listening to?
They just wanted to be that song.
Still great music to this day.
Yes.
Yes, fried fish and barbecue. Yes, because it was, and now here in the we was eating crabs, all the time.
Oh yeah, crab legs.
Backyard and eating.
Was two things. It was two things that was going to be a staple. You was getting some crab legs. You was getting a few bushels of crabs, and you was going to Murray's. That was it.
Murray's,
man, you forgot
hamburgers.
about Murray's.
We done got sidetracked. Hamburgers and hot dogs. And the hand smokes and all that on
what summertime? Oh, Murray stayed in business all year round, but summertime, you was they was getting hit.
You buy by the case, big boxes up, right?
It's crazy you bring up the Murrays now, and it's amazing how far removed we are since it's been out of business. Because I remember when we used to go to Murray's when I was younger.
It's all gone there,
right? It's gone. Like it's gone. Because the closest one to me was the one that was near Forestville. And I would
that's the one we go to
like and go and the thing is it felt like almost like a hole in the wall, but it wasn't.
It did
it did feel like a hole in the wall.
Everything in there. We bought everything in there.
Because I remember the aisles
when I became an adult and moved out on my own, and I got married. Me and my husband back then would go in Murray's and buy. I mean,
I'm sorry, them Murray's French toast sticks.
Yeah,
unmatched.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, you can't. They ain't got nothing like that now.
Nah, those is unmatched to this day.
$45 the mark. I wish they talked about the Jackson 5 cartoon, the movie. I'm surprised they didn't talk about We Are the World. Yeah, the part 2, they can bring up some other stuff that they didn't.
That's the thing also.
We are shade because that's shade because Michael Jackson didn't want to do We Are the World. Well, he wanted to participate as far as writing and and giving, but he didn't want all them people on it because he said a lot of them people couldn't sing.
I mean,
we saw the look on his face in one of them. That man, listen, that video clip is so fire.
Yo, his shade level was crazy. So,
yeah, I know. And I love how he said it in, you saw it in the movie, but if you watch This Is It, the documentary, he says all the time, I say it with love, I say it in love. Like meaning I'm saying what I'm saying, but I'm, but he always try to put it, I'm saying it in love, but God damn it, do what I say do. You know what I mean? He didn't curse. You didn't see him cursing or nothing like that,
Listen, don't forget about when he had the Michael Jackson. One of my favorite things to watch from him in the early 2000s when they did that private home movie special. I loved that special because I think that was at a time when the world was able to see inside of Michael's private life that we never saw at all. So that's why a lot of people tuned into it, because at that point he was still like kind of a mystery. And so we got at that point we got to open up to him, but that's when he gave that famous, when he says, I hate the tour, I don't like the tour. And they said, well, say something nice for the cameras, because yada, yada, yada. And he says, okay, action. I love the
tour. And he said that he had brought that up in the movie.
You can find a lot of footage on stuff on YouTube. If you start doing your digging around.
Oh, I just realized who needs to be in the second part of, if they do a part 2, Elizabeth Taylor.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
she
yeah,
has to
she
be.
was a piece of work though.
She has to be. And
Yeah,
the
she
reason why I
was.
say that,
She
and the
was
reason why I
something
say
else.
the,
Yeah,
the
I
reason
wasn't
why
really a fan of her. I
the
wasn't.
reason why I say that is because Elizabeth Taylor, for those who don't know, she was the one who officially gave him the title of the King of Pop.
Yeah, she
Mhm.
did.
She was the one who officially introduced him to the world with that title, and it just stuck. And that's
Yeah.
what we've been calling him ever since. But the reason why I said it is because she played a huge, intricate part in his life
You
in the
said
early 90s.
Murs was Walmart before Walmart. Murs was the
Yeah,
place.
it was.
Murs was the place. I mean,
Murray's
like,
was
you know,
clutch.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, that
yeah,
was
it was.
clutch.
I mean, you went there. You get, you know, everything in there frozen. You know, ain't no fresh stuff in there.
Nope. You get you a
Frozen
deep
French
freezer,
fries,
and
but
Murray, you was good with
now you
Murray's
get a
for the
deep
month.
freezer. Back then, you get a deep freezer and you fill it up with stuff. I mean, I don't care if it's pork chops, steakums, you I don't care
Steak,
what it was.
yep, all
Yeah,
everything. They had
yeah, like
everything.
steak,
French
all kind of
fries,
stuff.
onion rings.
Onion rings.
They
But
had
definitely, if you having a barbecue back then, I'm not saying my mother didn't make homemade burgers at times,
but we was latchkey
but she
kids. They
always,
got stuff that we could make.
but yeah, she always bought them things. You slap them things on the grill, sure
Real
did.
quick.
Yeah,
Some onions real quick, man. Them little what? They call
yeah,
us. Man,
yeah.
you bringing
Hers
it
was the
back.
thing, but yeah, it was always it was it was something I was gonna say about Michael. You brought up something I can't remember. It went out my head now, but
But he did bring that up, like when he said it in the movie. He said,
always with love. When, he was talking
always
to
with
the
love.
guy. He said to the guy from Sony. I mean, from CBS or whatever. He said in love, you know. But he met with him. It's like I mean what I say,
Yeah.
but he says it in a sweet, soft.
He had manners, you know. He was raised right.
I mean, regardless, even though with Joe being how he was, I think they got a lot of that sweetness and softness from their mama. You know,
definitely. There was a balance there. Like it was a
Mhm.
balance. Like you had the disciplinarian side with their dad, and the
They
more
had
calmer,
toughness from
softer
Joe
side
though.
with
Yeah.
from their mother.
They was not weak
They needed
kids
that
at
balance.
all.
They needed that balance.
and
Yeah.
a lot of people may or may not know this, that Marlon actually was a twin.
I did. I knew
And the
that.
twin brother was
And
named.
he
Yeah,
had
some
that.
people may not know named Brandon.
It was Brandon.
And he died like at birth or whatever. And so hey Juan, and he so yeah, because Marlon actually was a twin. So they I mean, imagine that woman. She really should get all her flowers. She's at almost close to 100, like 96 or something.
Yeah.
She really should get all her flowers. You grew up, you come along in that time. She don't have a whole lot of education and skills her own self. You constantly getting pregnant, bam, bam, but they were screwing like jackrabbits.
Yeah, he was knocking that thing out.
They
I
was
ain't gonna
knocking it down. They was knocking. And what else did it do? You
Yo.
broke and poor, ain't got nothing. And what else did it do? You know,
Yo.
you know, you barely probably got money to go to a movie or something.
For real.
So you got all these kids and you constantly getting pregnant. She had to take care of everybody, cook food. Remember in the American Dream, she was getting food stamps. She was
working
Joe,
too.
Remember Joe was selling potatoes.
Yeah,
so
she was working. Yeah. But that was another thing about having all them kids, because you can give all their chores, and they had to clean up the house and all that. Yeah.
And not only that, but then once they started to make more appearances, she was making their clothes, like their costumes.
And look at that little house they lived in. 2300 Jackson Street. That little house they lived in, Gary, Indiana, which is a little museum now. And they I've never gone to Gary, Indiana, but if I'm ever there, I would love to see the house.
Yeah, I remember when that video first came out, seeing that video.
Jackson Street.
Yeah.
I love that song. I love that song. No, but for real, I'm giving Miss Catherine a lot of praise, because you had to handle this nigga, the father, your husband. You had to deal with him cheating, and we don't know if he was abusive to her. They never show nothing. I don't know if he physically, or he probably cussed her out, yell at her.
I don't think he was abusive to her. I think them kids would have buried him a long time ago if he put his hands on their mom.
He talked to her crazy.
Oh yeah,
he got up in her face in this movie. So you imagine what he did in real life. Come on now.
And that also too, if you think about it, in that part right there, when he told Catherine about Michael like having, he said, you gonna get a whooping or something like that. That just showed you that right there, he still, even though his kids were in their late teens, early 20s, he still saw them as little kids.
He kept saying the boys. He kept saying the boys.
He didn't see them as
they was
adults.
grown and they was married and had kids. And he's still saying the boys.
He still did not see them as adults.
Yeah, I think he mentally abused her. Now I ain't saying he was. I don't know, but I ain't gonna put that out there and say he physically abused her. But but I think the verbal and mental abuse he probably put on it. That lady, it's amazing. She even still alive. It's amazing she's still alive. But you know,
she the one. She the one that kept it together. That's why I said he was an idiot. I don't care. He did what he did, but Joe Jackson, rest in peace and all that. He was an idiot for cheating on that woman, man. She gave you everything, bro.
And she had polio. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She was born polio because that's why she walked with a wobble. You know. But, so she had to go through a lot. So we have to definitely always give her praise. It's gonna be sad when she is gone, when we lose her, because but you know, hopefully she'll be at peace. I know one thing she probably said, I got the last he. She outlived Joe, you know.
Yeah.
So mental abuse is far worse.
She kept everything together for that whole family.
Everything. But a lot of women of that time frame, you know, it could be like your grandma or your aunties that's older, whatever. They had to deal, or your mom, whatever. They had to deal with a lot. Women had to put up with a lot. You know, these women now. I think me and maybe Miss Niecy in the chat, and I think all I see in the chat, she a little older. I think maybe she might be in her 40s or something. But us older women, like 40 and over, we're the last of the Mohicans. We're the last of that kind of generation of women that's strong. These young girls now. I tell my son all the time. My son 33. I tell him all the time. These girls that you be meeting, I ain't trying to praise myself, but they not gonna be able to hold up to all the things that I have had to do. These girls is weak now, and some of the guys is weak too.
They ain't looking for nothing. You know what I mean? They all looking for a lick. They look at a relationship as a lick.
It's not the same. It's just not the same. It's just, you can just tell by the quality of people out here, the men and the women. I ain't even putting on, and I know
it's on both sides.
Both sides, because people always have accused me of being more male centered. I heard this about myself since I've been on YouTube. I see the comments that because I'll be hard on the women and be giving men a pass. I'm not giving men passes, but sometimes women also got to take some accountability on the BS that they do. You know, so it's
I'm gonna call it, man. A lot of these dudes nowadays weak as hell. They can't even change the damn tire for real, man.
I might get some hate comment down the line in this thing, so I don't even care. And you know what? As the journey goes on with this movie, as people get to watching it this weekend and the next couple weeks and months, you're gonna see some videos or you're gonna see some comments of women who gonna say, "Oh, Catherine, she just sat there and let her husband do this. She ain't do nothing. She this and she that." But see, you can't go by today's standard. Today's standard, we would have left this dude. Today's standard, we might have got a frying pan and bust him aside his head or something. If he came talking to us crazy or if he beating on our kids. That day and time, women was not leaving their husbands like that. And I'm not saying
women and men were men, and everybody stayed in their lane.
The thing is, like Catherine, even though she knows,
but I don't want to see no hate about Catherine. I don't want to see no videos.
Here's the thing. Catherine knew that Joe Jackson was abusive. You know, it's more especially to his kids, more so definitely his sons, and probably Michael more than anything. But she also knew that she couldn't leave because she knew she couldn't take care of all them kids by herself. Yeah. And she was, and she also knew she wasn't going to leave Joe by himself with them kids, knowing how they were. So she was staying there on the behalf of the kids.
You are right. Even when they got money, she wasn't going to leave because she still had to watch over her children, even though they was adults. She still had to make sure that
even more so because now they in the public spotlight.
Hey PG, Auntie PG.
Okay. Let's y'all answer this. How do y'all think Nia Long did? playing Miss
She did a
Catherine
good job.
versus
She did.
Angela Bassett. Let's judge the two. How you between Angela Bassett playing her and then Nia Long? What y'all think of the two?
Well, the thing is, Angela had more to do.
Yeah.
With Catherine in
Thank
that
you.
movie.
I'm glad you're saying this.
Yeah.
She had more to do.
That's what I was saying in the Discord, man. You had
thank you, and you said
way
it in
more
Discord.
time.
Yeah.
Where in this one, Nia played the part of like she was there when she was needed to be there. But what I liked about this, and when I found that Nia got casted, I was so glad that she did, because this was different from anything she's ever done in her career that we've seen up with her up into this point. We've usually seen Nia play in a rom-com type of movie.
And she is a mom, and she has two sons.
Mm-hmm.
So
and this is good. And this is a good role for a woman her age. Nia, as good as she looks, she's in her 50s. Like she looks good. This is a good role for her to play.
She got to be.
I'm also glad about the night. We got a little Easter egg with that too, because this is another movie. I'm trying to think of how many movies they played in together, but we got another Nia Long and Lorenz Tate movie.
Yeah.
Together. They wasn't in the same scenes.
She's 55. She's 55. So this is a perfect role for her. Yeah, this is perfect. And she's
I can't compare. I don't do that comparison thing because I
don't compare.
She had Angela Bassett had way more time to sit with the character and do what she had to do and flesh it out as opposed to Nia Long.
Because it was a mini series.
Exactly. And the mini series and it was based off of her book. So she was gonna have more say so on
what I liked about with Nia version of this,
and they can flesh out all the characters in the other one. Yeah, go ahead.
What I liked about Nia's interpretation with this character is that while she didn't have that many lines in this movie, all her acting had to come from her facial expressions. Like you could literally have to read the emotions on her face and her eyes. Her eyes were her words. Her face was her words.
Yeah, she said so much without opening her mouth.
Saying her exactly.
Right.
For instance, in the scene where they all having that meeting in Joe's office and she's down there and he's up there talking about doing this family project, the look on her face
goes to put the finger up in her face up like this. When she tried to speak up,
when she gives that deep sigh, we could read every word that she said when she said that. She was like probably saying this nigga here. That's how
and then this is what she said. This is the part that I told my son I'm gonna start using this on him. we just laughing about it when he said, she said, well, what does Michael think? He said, I already told him what to think. I told my son, I'm gonna tell you that too. I think you don't need to think. I'm thinking for you. I'm gonna tell you. I'm not that type of parent.
Listen, and let me tell you something right now. I'm not that
type of parent.
I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know about y'all, but Coleman Domingo did such a good
job. I told
him
what to think. I'm like, what?
And Coleman Domingo did such a good job with Joe Jackson that after a while, I'm probably about halfway through the movie, every time he came on screen, everybody in my theater was like, "Oh God, this guy!"
Yeah, he was a monster. He was definitely was a monster.
I literally heard the people saying that, like going,
it was people sighing like Catherine was in the movie. They was like,
I told one of the older ladies that was well, as we, everybody congregating and outside the thing when we was done, I said I wanted to really jump in the movie and slap Joe in the face a whole bunch of times. Every time he walked into the screen, I wanted to jump into the screen and slap him my damn self.
I said, why couldn't Michael put him in the room with the snake?
When he said he was hungry, watch out, he's hungry.
With that damn snake, yeah. I wanted to slap him myself. Like every time he walked in that room, I don't know if he's gonna get nominated because they hate Michael so much. The industry hates Michael so much. They be showing so much disrespect to Michael. I don't know if he gets nominated for anything.
If these numbers are what I think they're gonna be by next week, they ain't gonna have no choice but to nominate.
I'm gonna put it like this: if he gets nominated, then that shows. If he gets nominated, that shows that they left the politics out of it. If not, then they left the politics in.
I'm shocked, because I'm still don't have no love for MTV after what they did to Michael Jackson. Yeah. Michael made MTV. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't the first one there, but he was the first Black artist on there, and he built it. And they had the They even had the awards named after them, the Vanguard Award and all that.
Vanguard,
And
yeah.
then they took his name off that stuff. They don't acknowledge Michael Jackson. It's almost like Michael didn't exist. And
Well, I mean, they got they just dues because now MTV is
it's
relegated
no
to a
more.
whole
Yeah.
bunch of reality
So-called
TV
reality
shows.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Right.
not
And
even it's not even music television. It has nothing to
exactly.
do with music anymore.
It's nothing to do. Yeah, it's nothing but Love and Hip Hop or something on there now.
Yeah.
Some crap on it. Yeah. So they I just don't know. They disrespect Michael so much. So I could see NAACP award because that's a black thing, but I don't know. The Oscars and the Emmys and all that, I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I'm just glad the new
the Image
generation
Awards are
has
definitely
a
really good.
movie of him that shines a good light on him because
That
of
way-
all the stuff that they
People
try to
wanna
throw in his
and go back
history
and listen to
and
his
how they're
wanna
going to
see
try to whitewash it. Yeah, for sure.
I saw videos this week before I even seen this movie. People said, "Oh, but they don't have the the stuff in there about all the things about." I'm like,
It's not needed.
They just brushed over this and brushed over that, and like you don't need to bring it up.
Like so what? This is a new generation. That's what I was just talking to my cousin about that. About the two we were just talking about the American Dream in this. The American Dream is for the people that grew up with Michael. This is for some. This is to hit some of the spots of the people that grew up with Michael, but it's really for the new generation. It's made in a way that the new generation can digest it.
And digest it, yeah. Right. I mean, I don't know. I think they did a wonderful. I ain't got nothing bad to say. Me personally,
You know what I mean? If they would have tried to put all that stuff in there, the new generation would not accept it because they don't like long form content. They like
what we need Rebe for. Where would Rebe be in there? I mean, this is not Rebe's story.
Exactly.
This is Michael's story. Then this is through Michael's eyeball. That's Rebe's. Rebe can do her own story. And she, and I'm sure Rebe got a story. She's the firstborn child. She's the first.
She got her story. She got her story in American Dream, played by Monica Calhoun, one of her first
she played
parts.
that too. Yeah, she played that.
She did her thing in that.
Remember that scene when she got married and Joe went to, he didn't want her to get married in the first place. She got married and they went to the wedding and then he threw a fork across the room.
Yeah.
No, what got me disrespectful. I'll tell you what was disrespectful in that same scene. After the wedding and during the reception, this was before he threw the fork. When she had walked up to him and she said, "Thank you for coming to my wedding," and she said, I wish my brothers were there. He said, he said, your brothers got to show ain't nothing more important in the world than that, and then walked off. I was like,
damn. I know.
Cold-blooded.
So,
who was it that got married? Who was it that got married? Was it Jermaine that got married? Was it Jermaine that got married or something like that?
Tito got married to Dee Dee, a lady named Dee Dee, and she's passed on there. Rest in peace to her. She got murdered, actually.
That was crazy.
After Tito got divorced from her, she had a boyfriend, and the boyfriend killed her and drowned her in a pool. He's still in prison right now to this day. The Tito's kids' mama, Tito's children's mama. She's passed on. But when he married her, Joseph was pissed off because he thought that was gonna break up the family.
He ignored her too.
Yeah, he
did.
He was so adamant against his sons getting married. The only one he could not have a hold on was Jermaine marrying Hazel Gordy, and that's because that was Berry Gordy's daughter. So he couldn't really have that much of a say with that, even though he was still mad about it.
Did you like the movie? So you just came back from seeing it. Did you like it? Because we loved it up here. We love it up here. It depends on who it is. You talking about, I love the Temptations movie. I love Ray. I love the New Edition story. Bobby Brown story.
Inga,
it's a bunch of musical ones I like.
Inga, ain't nobody come to see you, Otis.
Oh, yeah, I still love that.
That is a classic line. That line is so classic.
One day I was scrolling through Tubi recently, and I just put that thing on. I was watching like it was a brand new movie, like I'd never seen it before. It's still a great movie.
It is. Yeah,
it's still a great movie.
It's a very good movie.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, people keep saying I still don't know why Janet was not in the movie.
She declined to be in it.
she declined. And why?
Yeah.
What would Janet be doing? Like she
At
wasn't
that-
part
at-
of, she
at-
was
at
not
that-
a part
at
of
that
the
point-
mix.
At
She
that
wasn't
point,
a part of Thriller. She wasn't a part of Off the Wall. She wasn't a part of Doing Bad album. What would she be doing? She just be standing there like
at that
Latoya.
point, at
Like,
that
what
point,
would she be
at that
doing?
point in that time, Janet was not really attached to Michael like that. I mean, if you want to talk about through the years, I mean, Janet was kind of doing her own thing because remember she was on Good Times in the late 70s, so she was on that. She was on Different Strokes. Then she did her first two albums that didn't do well. By the time, but I will say this though,
very first album.
I mean, they did their thing when she was young though.
Album. I like that first one.
When she was young, they did their little thing because they was on the show together. Oh, they was doing like the little Jackson show, and then she was doing little skits and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Torian may not never seen it in live at the time, but Boob, you might have when they used to do the variety shows. Everybody had variety.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. When they was doing the TV show together. Yeah,
on YouTube or something. But I mean, like when I remember we used to come on TV, we used to sit in front of TV. They were with Sonny and Cher. The Jackson, the Osmonds, the white family, the Osmonds had everybody and their mama had a variety show.
By that time, for me, it was reruns and all that. But that was, that was Janet. I remember Janet. That was one of my first crushes. Penny, and then when she was even before that.
I remember like y'all always see me wear hoop earrings. She used to put the key.
On the key.
And that thing used to pull my ear down real hard.
You know what the key was for, right?
I think it was for wait a minute. Go on and tell me because I don't remember.
The key was for the animal cages.
That's what I knew it was something. It was something like that. I knew it was something
because
like that.
Because by that time Janet was like one of the only people that was still living at Havenhurst. By that time, everybody had already moved out. Michael was going on to Neverland. She was like the only one that was still there. So literally the only child, I should say, that was still there.
Miss Niecy, I remember the Silvers. Okay, I was in love with Foster Silver. Okay, I was in love with Foster Silver. He was like a little young Michael Jackson, but Michael just had more than him, and that whole family had tragedy.
Michael was an old soul, man. When he was young, he was. That's what they said. They said when Michael was. Who said that? That was Smokey Robinson said that is like when Michael was young, he was a man. When he was a man, he was a kid.
DeMarcus, look, Rebe, Randy, and Janet. Yes, they're all Jacksons, but if they decline to be in it for whatever their reasons are, good or bad. We have to respect it. We can't.
I will say this:
respect it and move on.
I will say this: if they do a part 2 and they tackle as far as a video montage and they do Scream. Janet will need to be in that.
Yeah, for sure.
It will have to be in that. Yeah. And I have the perfect person to play her. And this is someone I said a few years ago that she would be the perfect person to play her because she can dance. She kind of looks like Janet and she can sing. Halle Bailey.
That young girl.
The girl who played the Little Mermaid.
I think
she would be the perfect person to
like
play
a young
her.
Janet.
I think she would be the perfect person to play her.
You got to do that. I need that. If they do a Janet flick or something like that, I need that Pleasure Principle video.
The rhythm.
I need that.
I was about 16, 17 when that song came out. I remember that was
oh my God, that video.
I was working a DC summer job. Marion Barry. I was working a DC summer job by Marion Barry. Y'all know who I'm talking about. And and that's Pleasure Principle came out that year. I probably was about 16.
And she really did. And by the way, she really did do the backflip off that crate. That was her.
She did. Yes, she did.
A lot of people thought that was a stunt double. That was her.
Nah.
That was
her who did that backflip.
Yeah, I remember she was one of the first artists when Control came out. And then like a year, because back then when you had an album drop, that album could rock out for a couple years. So
I heard that too, Miss Niecy. There's some kind of
the next year she had a
along or something. That's fine.
She had a VHS with all her videos on it. Oh my God!
I remember the first.
I'm a huge Janet fan too.
I remember when I first heard "Funny How Time Flies." I was in South Carolina, and I was like, "Who?" I was like, "Who is that?" And my mother said, "That's Janet Jackson." I said, "I never heard that song before," and I heard that song, and I was like, "Oh, I love that song."
I look. I have not seen her live, but I should have seen her in her heyday when she was like young. You know, I never did.
I
Never
almost had a chance to see her when the Rhythm Nation tour came, but it fell through.
Yeah,
well, you know what? I got it. I got a chance to see her when she was here back in 2017 when she came to DC for her State of the World tour.
Okay, yeah, I started to go and I never went. I don't know why I didn't go.
I mean, she had, but I remember back in the day on HBO when she had her Velvet Rope tour. Remember that she did on HBO?
Oh my God!
Look, I'm a big fan of Janet. I have no slander on Janet. I love her. I've been loving her since when she was a little girl doing the variety shows with the family. Then she went to the times, and then I've been a fan of hers. I love her.
Hey, Booby, I know why you wanted to go to a Janet Jackson concert. You wanted her to kick you out of there so you can get that lap dance.
You tried.
That video of her, the guy almost. I gotta be.
Yeah, we know what
you talking about. Passing out.
That guy almost. Yeah, he almost had a conniption. I can say that.
Man, what Janet was that?
That's the rumor. We don't know if that to be true. LaToya says she don't know yet. You know, but it's been rumbling, talking. Yeah, it's been.
It depends on how much they said. It really depends on how much this movie makes.
It depends on it depends on how well it do. Yeah.
I think if the people want another one, the movie's going to do well in the box office. I have no doubt in my mind that it's going to do phenomenal, especially overseas, because overseas Michael was a beast. Overseas.
They love Michael more than the people in the United States do, because a lot of people here disrespect Michael. They disrespect the whole family. People overseas, they don't. Matter of fact, the brothers still tour overseas. They still do shows. Marlon and Jackie, and when Tito was alive, they were still going over to Germany and Berlin and all the places.
They're
still doing shows in their 60s and 70s.
They also got to highlight Michael Jackson as Agent M. And Men in Black.
Men in Black.
Men in Black. Yeah.
He was like, Jay, I can be Agent M.
Yeah, we always do our homegrown people. We do. We always do. I don't understand why we do that. They go
that's how they built the society. The media machine is on. The media machine is only built to build you up and tear you down. That's all it is. It's not
the white ones, it's the black ones. They do that too.
Of course, you already know that.
Yeah, so
especially with people like Michael Jackson, he was on top of
especially
the world.
Michael Jackson.
They were saying Michael overstayed his welcome.
Yeah, they hate that.
The fans was not having it.
That's why they try to hold us back, because they already know, like I said, once we get in, it's a wrap, because they already know everybody loves black people for real.
But you said that he overstayed his welcome. That's a good quote right there.
Yeah,
he stayed around a little bit longer than he did. That's why, and you know what, I'm gonna bring her up because I feel like they tried to do the same thing with her. Look at Beyonce; they feel like she overstayed her welcome.
And I'm surprised they ain't found something to try to tear her down yet, like a big scandal or something. Maybe it's coming. I don't know, because you know how they do.
You know what it is? A lot of the celebrities
they tried it with Jay-Z, but it didn't work. But they still
a lot of celebrities today do not have the proper media training like the celebrities and artists back then. Back then they used to actually put you through a media training thing before they put you out there to the masses. Right. Nowadays they'll just pluck you and throw you out there to the wolves.
No, you're like an internet star now. You don't even have there's no.
That's why they said we live in an age where there is not really a superstar like that.
No, it's not.
No, we don't have superstars no more. Superstars. Yeah, we got people out here doing their thing, but not a superstar.
Like you said, celebrities. We got celebrities. We don't have superstars.
I mean, but do y'all consider Beyonce is that a superstar?
I would say so, because she came up at a time. She came up at a time when there was still stars being made. You know, you got to think she got started with Destiny Child back in the 90s, and now she is where she's at now. So I would say she's definitely.
And she had that training.
And she was trained. Her parents actually trained her.
Her dad had a huge hand in that.
Exactly.
Right. See what I'm saying? Why it's the importance of having a black father in the home. See, this story
also
look,
it doesn't even have to
deeper. And when you notice when there's a black father in the home, how everything turns out versus, I'm not saying that you can't be great without the father, because we know that's, we know you can. But it's a difference when that father is there.
Shout out to Richard
doing everything
Williams.
they can to try to take the black man out the home.
Shout out to Richard Williams. Venus and Serena daddy.
And they talk so bad about him. And even though I didn't always like everything about him, but you cannot give them girls credit without giving him praise.
Exactly.
It don't matter. Anytime it's a black father involved, you look at Lonzo Ball and all them. It's the same thing. Like, dude, he got his sons to the league. Okay, he did what he was supposed to do, regardless of how much you hate him. He did what he was supposed to do.
That's because they know that black father, if he's coming correct,
Michael Jordan's father. Michael Jordan's father.
They know that black father is going to be a wrench into whatever they're trying to do with that child.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, now are they perfect? No, because no mortal man is perfect. They all make mistakes.
Now
but
which black parents?
Huh?
You know which black parents can go somewhere? I don't know if they're still alive or not. Gary Coleman's parents. They were the worst.
Oh yeah, no, they was terrible.
They robbed him. They robbed him.
Yeah, they was terrible. They was terrible. Yeah. Look, I ain't saying every. Now, see, it is a case by case thing, because it's not every black father, it's not every black mother that's great. We know we got trash ones out there too, but for the most part, if the father is halfway even decent a little bit, he gonna he want to make sure that their kids that don't turn out to go to prison and be out here doing no BS. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So the goal for the black fathers is to make sure that daughter ain't swinging around the pole and the son ain't locked up and on drugs or something, So I mean, things happen. We know things happen, and we know you can be great if you have a single parent. But the father in the home makes or at least the father, even if he don't live in the home, if he's long as a strong presence. The presence, yeah. So, because like my son's father never, Mac's husband never hit on my son. It's a tone. He could tell him something and my son would straighten up. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't have to
give them a look. That
give them a certain look. Yeah, right. I mean, so that's but I mean, this was a great movie. We done talked about everything Jackson's. I thank y'all for sitting up here with me all this time, because I really love the Jackson family.
When it comes to the topic of Michael Jackson, you can talk about him.
Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is yeah. Now I'm gonna tell you one thing about not about the movie. This is about real Michael Jackson. I ain't always like all his Jerry curls. I don't think his Jerry curls was always the curl wasn't always curling like always. Yeah. I didn't always like his Jerry curls. I think he must have white people doing his hair. I don't think he had no black women.
Well, it was a joke. It was a running gag that at one point in time there was some times when he I was watching an edit when he was talking about his hair and everything. They was like, they didn't know that he had a white stylist that didn't really know to do his hair. So they said he fired Heather and hired Keisha.
You gotta get a sister, because they can't be doing. They can't, especially not no Jerry curl. That's chemicals. You can't be fooling with that.
I mean, that's the thing. The thing about the Jackson family is if one had it, all of them had it.
You can tell Prince had black people doing his hair because his hair was always laid. Prince hair was always that little pompadour, the curls and all that. Prince always had his stuff together.
The Jacksons stayed together as a family. If one had a Jerry curl, most of the time they all had a Jerry curl. If one got a nose job, they all got a nose job.
Most of them all got nose jobs, right? Yep. Right. Yeah. So they did stay together as a family. We said we're gonna all go see it again too. Kareem, yeah, we gonna see it again
Because
too.
it's like the thing is like, doesn't it feel like, I don't know about you, but when I went to go see it on Wednesday, it felt like I was with my tribe. You know how you always say you find your tribe? I felt like I was with my tribe. It felt like I was at a family reunion. Like, you know, when people, like when it was over, people stayed around for the credits, singing the songs and all types of stuff like that. And the thing is, if you see it multiple times, you're seeing it with different people. So it's like you're getting different reactions.
And everybody is interacting, you know what I mean? Everybody's talking. These perfect strangers, but they talking to you like they know you because
I met some new
y'all
people
got something
today.
in common.
I met some new people today. I don't know them from a can of paint. And we was just all congregating in the, you know, once the movie was over, and people out there taking pictures, people out there Michael Jackson stuff on. And it was a good time. It really felt like we was at a concert.
Now I am upset that my movie theater did not have Michael merch. I was pissed.
Would you went to an AMC?
Yeah,
I went to a Regal.
Oh! I'm surprised they didn't have anything. I know Regal
they didn't have it. I was mad.
Regal was supposed to have the.
What did they sell out?
And
they was out. Yeah, they sold out.
Oh, they sold out. Okay.
I went to the 7 o'clock joint, so I guess before that they just didn't anticipate.
People. You know, the thing is, people went up and bought that stuff before they went. That's smart. They went and got it before they went.
I don't think I saw nobody with anything either.
I went to an AMC. AMC unfortunately did not participate in any.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. I went to AMC. Yeah,
they didn't have any merch. All the merch went to Regal and Cinemark.
Okay.
Cinemark, you know, Cinemark, I think pretty much won because they the ones that had the fedora basket. They had
that's what I saw in the cup.
I think they even had a
popcorn bowl, the popcorn thing,
the popcorn bucket with the tin that looked like a vinyl record. So I think Regal and Cinemark had all of the merch. AMC unfortunately did not participate.
Well, I'm sure you can find something online though and order it or something. Just you know, like shirts and people. People saying, "Oh, but I had my shirt for a long time, my Michael shirt, and so I'm glad, But I'm gonna buy some more though.
Well, I had posted up like what I had on, like I had a Michael Jackson.
Oh, you really did it up. Did you see that booby? His outfit?
Yeah, the fedora, the jersey.
He had You did
the glove.
You did that. Yeah, you had the glove. Now I did see one lady with a glitter glove, and I saw somebody had a little glitter hat or something. So it was a good time, and I'm here for it. Paperboy said he going back tomorrow. You already got your ticket?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
And and take people with y'all. Tell other people to come. Yeah,
it's going down.
This was like an event.
And the thing about it is, you're going to see it again, and it's going to feel like you're seeing it again for the first time.
Yes.
Yeah. I know I'm gonna see it a few times because soon as my mother had been ill for a little bit and she's recuperating. Once she gets back on her feet and everything, I'm gonna take her to see it. I'm gonna see it probably be 4 or 5, 6 times. I know I'm gonna see it because I'm probably gonna go with other people too to see it. Today I was with my son and I'm gonna go with some other. I'll
treat it just like I did Black Panther.
I'll go by myself. I ain't got no problem going by myself.
I just realized this is gonna be like Sinners all over again because last year that's what
we were doing.
I saw
Sinners 4 times. Yeah, I saw Sinners 4 times. Because I went with my son, I went by myself, I went with a couple other people. So yeah, I saw Sinners 4 times.
And it's crazy too because like I have the AMC app,
and I'm looking. Children.
I got the AMC app, and I'm looking at like they got times like all the way at 10:30 in the morning, and that one's almost sold out at 10:30 in the morning on a Saturday. Like really think about this is a Saturday morning.
Yep, mine's at 2. Mine's at 2 in the afternoon. Yo, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Oh my god!
And I had good popcorn. The popcorn was real good today. It was fresh. I was like, it wasn't like no old popcorn. It was good.
I was crushing it. I was just happy to see Michael fans, man.
I haven't had no movie popcorn in a minute, so I was tearing it up. It was delicious.
I seen people that was dressed up. That was black people, white people was dressed up.
We was white people.
Asian people was dressed up. I was like, yo,
it was white people now because, like I
You had
said,
people of all ages that was in there. People,
yes.
hey, listen, them elders might not been able to get around too much, but they was gonna get around for that movie. They,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I'm talking about they hopping in around. They was coming up in there with their wheelchairs and their hover rounds and canes and everything.
and walkers. I saw, it was all kind of people. And this is a movie that people can take their children. Like any of y'all in the chat, if y'all got young children, I mean, not no infant baby, but I'm talking about like from 6 years old and up. You know what I'm saying? You can take your children.
Yeah, hey, please don't bring your baby to the movie.
Oh, there was somebody in my theater had a damn infant baby in there. I was like, oh my God, Lord.
Oh man.
Yeah, you know, I was like, okay, I guess they couldn't get a babysitter. What you supposed to do is put that baby to sleep.
You
like I used to do when my
something.
son was little. I used to put his ass to sleep and make it, and he would go to sleep in the theater. You know,
shit, I went to Django. Somebody had a baby in there. I was like, "What the hell are y'all doing?"
No, but you got to put their asses to sleep. You got to give them something to make them go to sleep.
Bro, what are y'all doing? Y'all got a baby in Django?
Yeah, I mean, if they real little, they need to be asleep. You
That's
know what I'm
crazy.
saying? Yeah. I mean, I don't suggest bringing the baby, but if you can't get a sitter and all that, you really want to see
that one I saw at the Magic Johnson Theater in Largo. So
yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I love Michael Jackson. At one time, they played him every morning before school. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad it introduced the children to Michael.
It's funny that you say that because, like, when I went to go see The Mummy, and I actually posted this up as a video on my TikTok. When I went to go see The Mummy, when I was walking in there, it was this woman with her 2 kids. She had a boy and a girl. The girl looked like she could not have been older than 4. And there were movie posters everywhere hanging on the wall, but the one that stuck out to her was the Michael one. She's like, "Mommy, look, it's Michael Jackson." Not realizing that's his nephew playing him, but when she saw it, she thought it was actually Michael Jackson. She was like, "I like Michael Jackson. Are we going to see this movie?" Like, literally, that's what she was asking. This girl's 4, like, could not be older than 4, which means she was born after the pandemic and years after Michael passed.
And good, and they introduced her. Yeah, okay. Karima said she went to the one in Silver Spring, the Regal in Silver Spring. Okay, nice. Yeah, I've been to that one before. I've been there before. Yeah, it was a good time. I will be going back. And I know we're gonna see it multiple times. And I'm hoping to have more conversations. I hope other people have some panels and I can jump in on their panels and talk about it. I hope more people talk about it. So yeah, Michael is definitely timeless. For sure. And we can't get enough, right? Don't stop till we get enough.
Till we get enough, exactly.
And the thing is with Michael, I don't think we'll ever get enough.
We won't get enough, no. And to me, this is not just a phase because I've been a fan. I never stopped listening to his music, so it's not like I'm just listening and all hyped up because of the movie. The movie is getting me hyped up, you know, digging into the catalog. But I've been always listening to Michael. I never stopped. You know, in my playlist in my phone, when I go for my walks and stuff, my exercise and whatever, sometimes I'm listening to Michael.
In Lionsgate, y'all gonna have to step y'all game up because I definitely got something to say about a couple things. The wig game, y'all wasn't worth bad as Tyler Perry, but y'all got to step y'all wig game up.
Okay, whose wig did you
Miles Teller's wig, the one that played John his wig was crazy. Even Coleman's wig was kind of crazy at sometimes.
Oh, his Jerry curl was glistening. He had
was glistening.
But the thing is, if you look at Joe Jackson pictures from back in that day, that's exactly how his hair actually
because Joe's his Jericho was kind of crazy too. I ain't gonna hold you.
He had a little real juicy, you know, Jerry curl. He definitely did. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it definitely was. You know, so
especially when they did them close-ups on Coleman.
See, look, that's real Joe right there. I mean, Carmen Domingo look a lot like him right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they both did their thing. That's why I said the movie, TV show, and the movie. They both had aspects of him.
And look how Jermaine. I know y'all 2 men, so y'all not gonna say this, but Jermaine was handsome back then. You know, it's a smooth-looking brother. why the hell you did this to yourself now? You look crazy, you know.
England
And
is
Mike,
not
the only one would have had he swagged out. You could tell back
look,
then
and
he
now
was
look
just
at Marlon
swagged
had a
out.
big nose back then. He had got his nose done. Jackie had a little wide nose.
My mother had the biggest crush on Marlon.
Oh, I loved me some Marlon. I love Marlon. I still like Marlon. I still like Marlon to this day. Yeah. Now what y'all think? Yeah, but he's had this regular afro. So
Yeah, those froze.
yeah, the froze. Yeah. And
The
somebody said,
froze.
I saw some video when somebody said the brothers were just an afterthought. No, they were not an afterthought. It wasn't their story. Go to the American Dream. The American Dream gives you more insight on each brother.
People need to know what's. You need to pay attention to the name of the movie you're going to go see. Okay,
It's called Michael. It's not called the Jacksons. It's not because the American Dream is the Jackson story. It's not. Yeah, this is Michael story. Now this little boy here, this the what's his name? Giuliano.
Yo, he did his thing.
Something like that. He did his thing. He really did. He did.
For the time that he had, because he was only that age for a very short time in the movie.
Yeah, I know he was only on there for a short time. Yeah, and
I think right there he looked like Joe right there. For real.
Did Nia Long. They did her justice. She looked like Catherine with the teeth. They, because Miss Catherine had a little gap in her teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this did look like Joe. They look a lot like Joe. Yeah, they did it with the prosthetics on the face, the cheekbones, and all that.
Yeah, especially right there.
Yeah, especially right there. And these scenes here, which we already talked about.
That was bad during the bad tour.
That was the bad. Yeah. Oh my God! Look, he up on his tippy toes, like just.
This is the part right here that actually almost brought a tear to my eye. I said, I've listened to that song Bad and seen that video so many times and never thought to say I'm gonna cry at the song. But this part right here, I think it's because the story leading up to this is what got me. So that transition from Victory to this was so smooth.
It very much was smooth.
Him walking, because it showed him walking out of being finally free from his dad and walking into this is me. This is Mike. This is the Michael
like
Jackson
he looked like
if you're
Mike.
Not paying attention, you think that's Mike right here.
Like I said, camera angles mean everything. Because
if you're not paying attention, you would think that's Mike. You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's one of my favorite Michael Jackson fits right there. That is an iconic. See, now,
you know how Mike always had the little baby head. Now these girls now going too crazy with the baby.
Yeah,
head.
they are. They really
gluing
are.
it all down their face. So they not doing it right.
So everybody will be Mike now.
The victory tour.
And there's that victory tour. And so all of that was CGI, Torian, or the crowd.
I think some of the crowd was real, but some of it was like when you go further back, that was CGI.
Yeah, up top.
But it did not look fake though. It did not look fake.
It didn't look
fake at all.
Now the part when you saw like the close up of the audience, that was all real.
That was real. But
these wide shots, you can tell that's CGI.
Yeah. But it looked like it was real though. It really
even the part with his hair caught on fire, that was definitely CGI.
Now somebody mentioned about the Thriller, or one of y'all mentioned something about.
I mentioned about the Thriller.
Yeah, this thing was he did a good job. But look at with the costume, the dancers, the zombies, they look like the real people.
Even right there, he came up with the idea of saying he wanted them to do a close up on his feet when he did the spin. Because initially it was just his upper torso, but he said, when I do the spin, I want you to do a close up of my feet, because I think that's like the only time in the video he really does that spin, and then does the tippy toe.
And Jafar got his uncle's voice, like he could talk. He
sounds just like him. My goodness.
Yes.
The talking, the mannerisms, like just little inflections in how he was moving.
This looked like it could be Michael right there. I mean, if you ain't paying no attention and you just kind of,
and you want to know what's crazy, throw them aviators on him, and he looks like his twin.
Yeah,
like twin, right?
Yeah, that part right there had me rolling. I'm sorry, them gang members had me rolling.
the game. Oh yeah,
can I get an autograph? For my sister.
And you know damn well you would have did the same thing if you was up in that picture.
Like, yo, it's for my
no
sister.
shame and no
I would have told you straight out. Nah, it's for me,
hesitation.
bro. I need that. I need that autograph.
It's for my sister. Yeah, Michael was like, yeah, right. What about the white woman in the toy store? Can you get it for my son? His name is Pauline. I'm like,
Yeah.
like, Michael just laughed at her because he knew it was for her, you know. And
Yo.
yeah, I mean, but this is something Michael actually really did do. I've seen this many times in interviews and documentaries and all over the year. Michael really did write all these like post-it notes and write things down, and that probably helps keep him organized, you know, on what he want to say and what he trying to do. He was just phenomenal, right? And y'all can't tell me this right here don't look like a silhouette of Mike.
I'm telling you right now, if you watch
I had
this
the goosebumps
movie,
right here, y'all. I had the goosebumps.
I did too. This part, I was like, I felt like a chill go through my body with this whole part right here.
He gotta get the it. I know they definitely going to clear the NCAA awards.
Oh, they definitely are.
Oh,
that's a given.
You know, they're gonna have the sinners effect.
I mean, to me, I know that everybody else watched the Oscars and all that, but that don't really matter to me. NCAA, especially for black films, that's what matters to me.
That's what matters.
I don't care about nothing.
I agree with you, Paper, now. I agree with you.
It's gonna, like I said, it's gonna have the.
Now, if he gets nominated and win, I'm gonna scream, like, you know. But I don't think he will. I think they're gonna just keep showing hate to Michael.
Of course, they shading it. They already started shading it before it even dropped.
Right here, you cannot tell me that's not Michael Jackson.
And you can find all this footage online, so you can Google all this information. On YouTube shows every damn thing, so you can find all this that this actually happened. He shut down New York City. He shut down New York City with all this, you know. So,
crazy.
Oh, and this was Motown 25. Well, never, man. Every time you see real one, you're gonna always think, you know.
And also, somebody has said that they showed a lost dance move in this scene that you didn't see in the original Motown 25 special because they did a close up of his face.
Moochie, take your dad to the movies and goes. He will love it. I 100% guarantee your dad will love it. Okay, you got to take, you know, because it's for all ages, everybody.
Everybody.
No, it's for everybody. Right there with the white t-shirt. That looked like Michael right there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? This guy was and I love the work he put into it. I just love that he did not play around. You know what I'm saying? He took it very serious, and I love that. He took
as he should. That's his uncle, and that's why he was like, I saw him in interviews saying, you know, I seen him when I was a young kid, and actually being able to see him perform live, that stuck with him. Like, man, I don't see how I couldn't. I mean, hey, that's your uncle and it's Michael Jackson on top of that. Like, that's epic. And then to have your nephew, man, that's nepotism done the right way.
The right way. Right. Yeah. We're gonna end it on this. Jafar did a great job. We got claps for that.
Yes.
Easily hands down one of the best performances of the year so far.
So far. Yeah, for a musical. I mean, you know, this is still the beginning of the year.
For a biopic.
Oh, but biopic for a long time. Because what was a last real good one we had? Really, really good one we had. What time? For black artists, who was the last one? Like New Edition story. What we had?
New Edition was good. The Bobby Brown one was good too.
Yeah, both of those was fire.
Yeah, Ray was phenomenal. Yeah, Ray was phenomenal. Jamie Foxx killed that. You know that. Yeah, Michael would definitely been proud of his nephew. Yeah, he would definitely be proud uncle. That's for sure. Y'all, we've been up here 3 hours. I didn't mean to stay.
I gotta get up out of here.
I should have been gone off it, but I had a good time. I think we had fun talking about this. I mean, I can always get up here and talk when it comes to Michael or music, period. Because I should just one day just come up here and just talk music because I just love talking about music. You know.
Yeah, they could lifting that on copyright strikes would be even better, but.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no stunt double. Yeah, I know. I wish we could play. We could have played music. That would have been like Torian would have to do it like in Rumble or something, and then we could
Yeah.
listen to the music over there.
Yeah, that's
But
why that's why I did it when I did my Black Music Month jam session last year. Went off without a hitch.
hey,
Right
man,
over there on Rumble.
yes, Miss Nisi, please send me a comment and let me know how you know what you think after you see it. I Miss Nisi, I know you're gonna like it, but I just want to hear your opinion. Send me a comment,
Sure.
and later on, and let me know how you like it. But we will be seeing it again. At everybody gonna be doing it different times of seeing it again. But this was good. This was good,
Mhm.
and I appreciate y'all.
Oh,
Thank y'all
thank
for
you.
hanging here with me all this time.
Appreciate the
And
link.
yeah, and
Appreciate
we'll
you letting
get
me come up.
together again. It's gonna be some other things coming up. We got the Raising Canaan and
Hmm.
stuff. So I'm gonna be doing my thing and panels and all that. So we'll see each other. That's coming up very soon in 2 months. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
one last thing before we click off. Are y'all gonna go see Scary Movie 6?
Of course.
Oh,
Yeah. What?
yeah,
Most
I'll be there.
definitely.
I might look. We might get if y'all watch it. We can come back and talk about it and crack up and have some laughs talking about it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
most
a
definitely.
Wayne. And the Waynes is back. I gotta go to the
Speaking
theater
of
to see
speaking
that.
Yeah,
speaking
because
of
we can
scary
talk
movie
about
six,
all the Easter eggs that's in it. Because I
speaking of
already
speaking
seen a lot
of
of
scary
Easter eggs
movie six,
already.
speaking of scary movie six, did you see the parody they did for Michael in
Yes,
that new
with,
trailer
with
there
Kenan Thompson.
with Kenan Thompson?
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
was hilarious. Yes, yes. Okay. Well, then we that comes out June 5th. We'll
Hmm.
figure out a date and time once that comes out, and we'll get together after we've all seen it, and then we'll come up and talk about the little Easter eggs, and that'll be a good one. Yeah, that
Yeah,
I know we'll sit up here and laugh
that'll
at
be a
that.
real fun one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I'm
Hey,
with it.
Lawrence. Yeah, Lawrence, we about to click off. We've been up here 3 hours talking all things Michael Jackson and the Jackson family. So you got to listen to the replay because we had a real good
Yeah.
time. But yeah, we'll be back for the scary movie. That'll be a good one. So, all right, y'all. I love y'all.
All right,
And
thanks,
All
Iggy.
right.
my DMV family right here.
All right, Tori.
All right,
All
Willie.
right, y'all. Y'all have a good weekend. I'll talk to y'all. Bye, everybody in the chat.
All right.
Talk to y'all later.
All right.
Peace.